all your sports info. You step in and stand clear.
Let's go. Don't stop.
You got Super Dave, Coach Kirk, and Todd, the Magnificent.
You're now tuned in to Bars and Hoops Radio, where the world of hip-hop and sports live.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are live. Today's April 14th, Monday, 4:30. It is Super Dave along with Coach Kirk. Serge, the sports star.
What's happening?
Slick, the relic.
The living fossil.
Todd, the Magnificent is out today.
On assignment.
G Money might show up. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
He's on assignment too.
All right. All right. So, let's get at it. We got a lot of things to talk about in sports. Starting from college basketball to championship, because when we left last week, that was in limbo. So, got to do that. The NBA season has come to an end. It's going to be the play-in before the playoff. Baseball is banging for some of us. Somebody won the Masters yesterday. Hockey ended.
He said somebody won the Masters.
The beat goes on and on and on.
Rory McIlroy.
That's correct.
McIlroy won the
Shout
Masters.
out to Rory McIlroy.
And wait, overtime. Didn't it go to overtime?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
playoff.
yes.
What they call overtime or sudden death?
Playoff.
Sudden death. Right. So, yeah, before we get started, do a couple of birthday shout outs. I'm swinging around, see how everybody's weekend was.
Okay.
Shout out to my guy, Chef Primo. Today is his birthday. G Money just entered the building.
Chef
All right.
Boyardee.
No doubt.
Break in the house.
Let's keep it gangster. Chef Primo holding it down. 3 events in a row. All right. Shout out to my nephew, Seth, is his birthday. Shout out to JC's brother, Rob, is his birthday. And a happy birthday, whoever else out there got a birthday today. Also, let me express condolences to Joe Campbell and his family. Pops passed away over the
Sorry to hear
weekend.
that.
All right. Other than that, we're blessed to be here. Let's keep on keeping on. And shout out to everybody who's tuned in and listening to us today. Let's get it popping. So how was your weekend? Starting with you, Coach Kirk.
Weekend was good. I had some games at Elmcor. Lost the first, won the second, but the team that we played in the second half, they were garbage. It was funny. We played a game, the first game. This kid that used to play with us that left Rising Stars and went to go play with Team Tobias, and then was playing with another organization later on. Because I seen the picture of him. I was like, yo, he bouncing around with different teams and whatnot. But other than that, it was good.
All right. All right, Serge.
Yeah.
Representing the Jets over there. What's popping?
Had my grandson. I still had. He was supposed to come with me, but he decided to take a nap, and so he didn't want to get up, so I left him.
All right, shout out to him.
But
You been here before?
yeah, he came here one time. He was looking forward to it. Then he got tired on me because we had to run around this morning, but it's all right. But yeah, it was good. The weekend's good. We went to go see Minecraft with him, and yeah, that was an experience.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they got this thing now, and he told me that they got videos on it where there's a certain scene where the kids get up and start throwing popcorn and soda in the movie. And I'm sitting there, me and him, and we just chilling. Next thing I know, it's popcorn and soda flying around in the movie theater. I was
Riot?
yeah, no, it was just like 3 or 4 kids, because we always like to sit at the back of the theater, and they were standing behind us. I wasn't thinking because I wasn't paying attention. They did it. I got a little soda and popcorn on me. I got up, but they was gone, and I went to the manager. The only thing I got out of it was 2 free tickets, but still. I told him, I said, they know this is going on. You need to have security to stop these kids from doing that
That's
nonsense.
the new thing now?
Yeah, for that movie.
Oh, wow.
That particular movie, for some reason, they like to throw popcorn and soda during a certain scene. And it's ridiculous. You can see it on YouTube. They have it all over.
Trying to be part of the movie.
Yeah, I guess.
All
And
right.
it's all over the country.
Mm.
You know how they trend.
Okay, the Velvet. It's on you.
Everything's good. Decent weekend, you know. I'm kind of sad that college basketball is over, but we move on. Yankees is
Why
not
you-
doing well.
Why you sad? Yeah, you got your
I like
your
I-
net.
I
You
like
got your Nets and
Nah,
you
'cause
got
nothing's
NBA.
better-
Well, this
Nothing
season's
better
over
than
with too.
Let me
That
go
was the
back
wrong
and let me
example.
help you why his season was sad.
Oh, you missed it. You should have video a few minutes
All right,
ago.
I
so-
picked Houston.
So again, correct. Gray picked Florida, Todd picked Florida, Mongo picked Houston, Serge picked Florida,
No comment.
Coach Kurt did the and then
Yeah, I wanted Elijah Wan. I wanted Elijah Wan to smile once before he
Should have won that.
John
game.
Green,
Yeah.
yes. Anthony Green didn't know, and Mike G, Houston. All right. So
Let me ask you a question about that game. Do you think in the second half, you think Florida?
mailed it in.
No.
Oh.
Do you think Florida shut down Houston down the stretch, or Houston did that to themselves?
Combination.
I'm gonna say both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just curious what y'all think.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Mongo just
They
said
had
about it.
problems with their
I'm looking at the
offense
game.
all
I'm
year
giving-
Oh yeah,
anyway.
yeah. They will go through spurts where they
Yeah,
can't
they
score.
couldn't
Right.
score.
They always
So
did.
that was
Exactly.
part of their problem. They great defensive team, but
Mhm.
sometimes they had problems scoring. If they wasn't hitting the threes, they was in trouble.
They was in trouble.
So
Yeah.
they just ran into trouble, and then they poorly executed the last play of the
I think,
game.
I think that one particular guy.
that was ridiculous.
Oh my God, man! I felt
you
sorry
didn't
for
get a
him.
good shot up.
Yeah.
That was so crazy.
I felt bad for him.
The Gators
After the way they won the game before that with that
Yeah,
baseline
play.
play where they got that easy
Yeah.
layup for them to
And that was
turn
a good,
around
that
and have
baseline
that
play
batter.
was a good call.
Yeah, that was a great call. And then they turn around and
Yeah.
make that call, or I don't know if they made that call, but executed
They
the play that
executed
way.
it.
That's ridiculous.
And back-to-back plays, the same guy.
Yeah, that's a bad way to.
Jesus, man.
So Cooper Flag, is he coming out?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't think he
He
is.
ain't say what he waiting for.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, he's
I
coming
don't
out.
think-
He's not gonna
Think
pass
how
up
much
that
money he
money.
making
Come
right
on now. He ain't gonna make NBA money.
I understand.
First pick get $50 million guaranteed. He
I
ain't
understand
guaranteed $50 million.
Mhm.
Come on now. Be for real.
50 million over what? 3 years?
4 years.
4 years?
He ain't making that kind of money.
So
What's the name is getting that close to
it's
$4 million?
It's the
4
endorsement.
million times 4 years, 16 million. We talking 56 million.
Right. It's the endorsement.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
I
but
guess
they,
you're
even
right,
though
you're right.
endorsements are gonna
Well, listen,
follow you.
So
You're
wait,
right.
No, I know.
So-
Oh, he's
If-
already in
Right, he
commercial.
already
Yeah.
got right. He
Yeah.
got endorsements.
So if he stays, will he still be the number one pick the following
Not
year?
necessarily.
You don't think so?
Who's coming out?
Because the Monster and Peterson
The Bonster's
might be
not
better.
The Bonster's not better than him, man.
Well, you
Not,
don't.
not right now.
Well, wait. So where does the money change? You gotta be in the top what before the money change? Like
As far as the first
It
round,
starts
Yeah.
Well,
going
it
down.
starts going down.
it starts going down.
Each of them
Yeah.
down
So
to
he-
the
so he
30th
go-
pick gets like 12 million.
Right.
so.
So you
If
the
he goes
30th
2
pick
or
that
3
year, maybe
Wait, if he goes 2 or 3, is he still getting 50? If he's the first pick?
48, 49.
Right.
Yeah,
Starts going
something
It's
down.
not no.
It's not a
It's
big
not
amount.
where he's gonna make that in college.
Right.
I
Because
get what
They
you're
talking
saying.
about the budgets for college. The top budgets is $10 million. So that
$10 million
means
a year.
a year for the team.
Right.
That's
Right now.
10 million a year, right? Yeah,
Right
right now.
now.
But that, I mean, yeah, that'll go up, but it still ain't.
Exactly.
If it go
It'll
up, the
never
pros
equal
will
the
right. It'll
NBA.
never get to the NBA
Right, it'll
level.
never equal the
Never,
NBA.
because they're not gonna make that kind of money.
So the
Right.
question should be: is collegiate sports professional now or semi-professional? Because you're able to.
Oh,
make
it's
that type of revenue?
semi-professional, I guess. Yeah.
Well, but
So
all those kids are not getting big, Well, yeah, I
But
guess
they-
yeah, no matter
they
what,
get some
they
type
getting-
of money.
getting something.
The stars are getting money.
They're
Not
getting
not everybody's not getting that kind of money.
So you're talking about like the 10th, 12th guy? What do they get? Are they getting
That's
anything?
right. That's right. What are they
Because
getting?
you
They
ain't
might
putting them in
That's a good
commercials or
question.
nothing
That's
like
a good
that, or,
question.
or
no.
selling T-shirts with their names
So
on
they
it.
got to give them something because you can't have a guy playing on a team just on scholarship and you got another guy getting $4 million.
right.
Because
They
that's
all
gonna
are
make
get-
that's
they-
gonna
to
make
me, they
team-
all are getting
the
some
team's
type of
gonna
money.
have dissension.
You know what's so funny? It's
Because if you're the $4 million guy and you miss the shot at the end of the game, they're gonna look at you different than if you the guy that coming off the bench on scholarship and you miss a shot.
Well, you're getting a scholarship. Yeah, that scholarship is worth money.
It could
It's
be the
not
same
worth
as the
$4 million.
NBA. It
Depends on what
trickles
school you go to. Shoot, man. Not $4 million, yes, but it's worth something.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick, fast shout out to John Green.
That used to be the argument
right.
before they was paying him
Let me rewind.
over the table,
Let me
not
rewind
under.
a little second. So what we did was we checked with Mongo. He had a sad thing. I didn't say,
You got
Greg, how was your weekend? Because Mongo picked the wrong team. Well, Sanu.
Yo, Mongo sat here and say he could do the head coach job
Shout
or
out
the
to Jimmy
GM
Caldwell
job
watching.
with time and
Experience.
and
Make sure
experience.
You make sure you say that.
Time and
I said
experience.
everybody with time and experience can do those jobs.
No, he can't.
Yes, they can.
No, they
Yes,
can't.
they
Could
can.
be a head
Let them
coach.
finish.
Right.
Let
No,
them
general
finish what he's
manager.
saying, though.
Head
Yeah,
coach
general
or
manager.
general manager.
GM
Let
or
him say-
coach, you
let him-
said.
Let him say what he's gonna say.
Okay.
I know it's his
Well-
last weekend.
Oh, my weekend was quiet. You know, nothing crazy.
Mhm.
Just nice and quiet. You know.
So go ahead.
Yeah. But
Now let's
so he said that anybody could be a GM.
We was talking about the coaches getting fired, and he was talking about his Nets.
Hmm.
He says, if I was coaching that team,
He's saying it over.
you didn't say that?
Well, let him.
You
Let him
skipped so much
let's
stuff.
rewind what you said.
Right,
I
you
wish I was
skipped
taping
so
it.
much stuff.
Okay,
No,
first, we talked about the Nets, did we not?
yes,
And you said what?
I said, give me that team,
Fellow
and I will have us
Flows
winning
on
at least
check-in.
50 games right away.
With the same talent you got.
No, of course we're going to make changes.
And my thing was, where are you getting this talent to
Right,
replace
right,
some
that-
of those? Because you said you will
right.
get rid of some
I
of those
said I got
guys.
to evaluate. I said,
But you got to get talent in
You
first.
got to let me evaluate. You can't just give me this thing. Say, all right, start doing this now. I got to look at everything. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you show your inexperience right there. You got
Exactly. So that's
got
why I said with
scouts and
time and
everything.
experience.
Sure,
I made
sure,
sure to
there's
say with time and
experience, right?
experience. You know where this conversation comes from? It comes from all these weeks and months we've been talking, right? But every time I said every time we come here and we on the text, what do we say about what's going on in the league? Why do they do that? That's dumb. That's this. That's that. Because they know better than us.
Well, we
They make stupid
Yeah,
decisions.
couch
all the
we
time.
armchairs
So-
we armchairs
Okay,
coaches.
you're a
So-
couch
so-
coach.
So, like I said, with time and experience, we can make them same
No, you
decisions.
can't.
Yes,
No,
we
you
can.
can't.
Yes,
No,
we
you
can.
can't. No,
man.
you can't,
They
man.
know better than us, man. Trust.
They've been in that. They've been doing that for a long
Right.
time.
So that's why I said time and
So,
experience.
okay.
And we can
So
make
he was-
those dumb
he was
decisions.
saying-
and they're still bad
If-
coaches,
if-
and they're still good
If,
coaches.
if
Exactly.
we had started doing this when we was 20 years old instead of right now when he's 50, he ain't never gonna get a shot now.
That means at
'cause he ain't
70,
got
I'll
enough
be
time.
doing
Yo,
No, it ain't gonna happen.
yo,
Even that's
I've
not
been
enough
coaching
experience.
since '85.
Mhm.
Now, let me tell you something. I was at this game Sunday. Somebody called
Let me
me.
turn the volume down.
That's not me. What go ahead.
I was at this game Sunday. Somebody called me, said, "Yo, can you cover this game for me?" I said, "Okay." My seventh graders. I said, "Okay, I don't know all your plays and this and that, but I'll cover the game. I know how to coach." So I'm coaching the game. First game, like the other team was out rebounding us. So I called time. I says, "Yo, we're not gonna win this game if we don't rebound. If you giving them up first, second, third opportunities at the basket,
Mhm.
you know, we can run, we can score with them because they wasn't stopping them from scoring, but they getting second and third shots.
Right.
We ain't gonna win the game like that.
Right.
I only got 6 guys. So I'm shuffling 2 other big men in and out.
Right,
the other
right.
guy was a little slow-footed. So I knew I wasn't gonna get but so much, but he got some talent, but he's slow-footed.
Right. You knew the team already? Did you know the team already?
The other team?
No, the team you
I know the kids.
Okay.
I just
okay.
don't know all their plays and stuff
Okay,
like that
okay.
because I'm not with them. I'm with usually with somebody else. I'm
Right.
with the 6th graders and 4th grade. So anyway, I called timeout. So now the guy that asked me to cover the game, his son came. Now he's around them more, so I let him pretty much take over. I just sat back and and like, you need my help, you need my help. You don't. I
Right.
just sit there, this and that. So he started screaming, saying the same thing I was saying, except he was screaming at him, And they ran the press, that this and that. We got back in the game. We came back, close to the press by 1 and cut it to 1. And then the same thing happened again. Turnovers, rebounding, and stuff like that, which killed us. And we wound up losing by about 14 points, something like that. Because we didn't have the manpower. We only got 6 players.
Right.
We got good guards.
You needed more. You needed.
I needed more.
Bench.
I need more bodies
Yeah,
as
you
far
needed a
as
deeper
that
bench.
will go rebound.
Right.
but I know how to coach.
Were they gassed at the end before you
The
got
guards were because they played the whole
Yeah,
game.
that's what I'm saying.
I was
Yeah,
shuffling. I was shuffling in the
big
forwards,
guys,
right?
yeah.
But the guards played the whole game.
So what would you have done? Would you win?
No, he's short-handed.
I'm just saying, would you win?
There's nothing you can do. He's short-handed.
Would you have
He
win
needed
instead if we
6 guys and 6 guys.
You a GM though.
Okay.
If I'm his
Thing.
GM, I'm going to add more guys to him.
But this
All right,
okay.
we go to the
Now
GM,
that
get
we-
you 10 more
We
guys.
had a break. That game was at 12. We had another game at 2. Now this team sucked, right?
Same players,
Same kids,
same team. Okay.
right? You know, we played it. Now this team sucked. We beat them by like 25 and shit.
Mm.
We was up 37,
Right. So you played a more elite team, more experienced team.
right? Plus
You
they
lost.
had one of our better guards that left our team and went to that team,
Mm.
and he's one of our better guards. But he didn't kill us.
Right.
He didn't even do that much, even though they called him player of the game. I don't know why, because he didn't do it. He didn't
Right,
kill us.
right.
But anyway, you know, say like, you know, the difference in talent. And you know, you go through these AAU teams. Now, a lot of them do the same thing. They try to take one of your players, especially one of your better players, and bring them over. Oh, we give you this, or we'll pay for this, or we'll cover this, you know, for you.
Sound like the NIL.
Right. Exactly. That's what happens. You know, like, okay, we'll cover this for you. We'll pay for this for you. We're pretty much with our organization. You stay with them for a couple of years, they'll pay for your high school. You pick the high school you want to go to, they'll pay for it.
Okay.
So
You know?
right quick. John Green said, "No, they can't." I've been following. This is for you, Mongo. I've been following basketball for almost 60 years, and I couldn't be an NBA coach. So I mean,
We're not talking about coach.
I know, but
Kurt's talking about coach.
listen.
You
so,
talking about GM.
So let's examine what.
But Kurt, hold on. Because you think you can coach the NBA? Since you got experience now? Let's say college first.
I can coach college.
Could you
Okay.
could you make up your mind? You say you're gonna.
No, I'm gonna start
you gotta
level.
start-
Level. So you
I usually-
automatically
right.
go college.
I usually don't like
Things.
coaching older guys like high school and college because they get a certain attitude. I like teaching.
Right.
So with the younger groups, you can teach.
Right.
You know, because you're teaching the game. You're just showing them different things.
Right.
As they get into high school, some of them start thinking they know more than you.
Right.
Especially some of the paper. Because I've seen guys play well, street ball, in these tournaments, play well, and they get into a high school setting. You running plays, this and that, and they can't do that. And a lot of them can't do that. If the ball's not in their hand, they ain't doing nothing. Like if I tell you to run pick and roll, run this play, I gotta have the ball.
Right.
And if I ain't got the ball, what you got me standing in the corner for,
Right,
coach?
So all right, now back to you. Now it's not the Mongo hour. All
It's
right,
not.
but
Kurt brought this up.
but no. What we need to do when you leave out of
You're
here.
not changing my mind.
I'm not changing your
Okay.
mind. I'm trying to diminish your ego. All right. When you
My
walk
ego's
up-
not gonna change.
So get your
When it comes to that
resume.
GM stuff,
Submit your
it's
resume.
not changing.
Submit your resume, and I know somebody, and we'll see
Anyway.
if it wind up in the trash, or like most people, general consensus is no, you can't do the job.
Well,
Yes, you can do the job.
a lot of GMs do
You
have.
can't do the job.
I can do the job.
I shouldn't
Trust.
say that. I was going to
Yes, I
say a
can.
lot of them have degrees and stuff, but there are some that went from playing basketball to the GM position.
It's just like,
but
Rich
they probably
Paul
worked under somebody.
being
and
a.
then they
It's
groomed
just like
them for
Rich
that.
Paul being a what's the word?
Agent, scout.
Yeah, agent. You
But
know what I'm saying?
Like, let me
With
ask-
time and experience, look where you at right now.
well, they gotta groove you, and
Right,
groom you into that position.
right.
But let me ask you, because you might
And I'm
know.
sure he went to school too.
Yeah, the Phoenix Suns
I'll have to look
GM
that up.
is it the same guy that was there before?
No, ain't it Mike Dunleavy now? Or
Is it
they
Mike
changed?
Mike?
'Cause it
Mike
was
Davis
Jo-
was Phoenix Suns, or was
Wasn't
it
it-
Jones? Wasn't it
It
Jones?
was Jones, and
Right.
then I thought they went to Dunleavy.
Oh, I don't know.
We have to look.
I'm not sure.
But
Phoenix
Anyway.
Sun GM.
Anyway, get your resume up, and we'll
Right.
see.
James Jones.
You're not
James
passing
Jones.
it to nobody.
Okay, so what's the difference? I'm gonna ask you.
Dunleavy's
Is it Golden
Golden State.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, yeah, right.
Right.
What's the difference between president of operation, basketball operation,
I don't know.
and why not? You're supposed
I
to
don't
know
know.
that.
And you
I
want to
don't
be
know.
groomed to be a GM?
I don't need to know all that right now. I don't
No.
need to know that. I'm not applying for
This
it.
is not the
What I'm
delusional
explaining
hour,
to
bruh.
what I'm explaining to y'all is with time and experience, we can do those jobs.
Because
No, you can't.
Yes, we can.
right? wasn't.
Well, how you gonna get time and experience?
You don't even know.
Who's giving you a
Why
chance.
y'all bringing that stuff up?
I don't know.
Like,
We all wasting time on
I'm
that.
just bringing it. I'm giving you a surface spot.
We are
You know
really-
my. Oh, so who's gonna
we
give me
really-
that?
we
Forget
really-
about all that.
we
I'm
really
explaining to
wasting
y'all.
time.
Yeah,
Come on.
you are.
All right, let's
With time experience, we'll be able to
move on.
do that.
Well,
Otherwise, we're gonna still sit here and
we
say,
finally
yo, why
came
you
to
do
the
that?
right conclusion. We
Right,
wasting
exactly.
time
Well,
because we don't have time or the experience at
To-
this time to be able to even act like we could do that
So-
job.
Exactly.
So
We don't have the
We-
time to
we
give
all
you
think-
to give
It's
you a
more-
job.
we all
stuff on the
we all think we could do the job because we
can do the
intelligent.
job.
Well, that's the same way
But-
as
we
being
can do
a
the job.
conductor.
but
we could do that.
it's more to it than just
It is more
time
to
and
it.
experience. First, if you got to know somebody to even
Right.
get your foot
To
in.
get your foot in the door.
You could know everything in the world. If you don't have people who could get your foot
Right,
in,
it's always
then
who you. It always comes down to who you know.
Right,
yeah,
so-
well,
Yeah.
and evidently you know us, so this is why you
Everything.
sitting in the middle
Right, and it would be
and
nice.
talking about
And
what you
still on
could be and
probation.
not
Right.
what you are.
I see you
And
got
still-
potential, sir. You can do those jobs.
Yeah, it's like-
yes,
All right.
40 years ago maybe.
Kirk could coach the Knicks.
All right.
He don't like Thibodeau there right now.
I was offered a high school job.
Let me do some.
And I turned it down.
Archbishop Marlowe, Tony
He
Tom.
said Archbishop.
All right.
No,
Boogle.
it got to be a high prestigious jump off.
All right. So in other
Mark
words,
Macon.
Somebody offered me a job at Holy Cross.
we're gonna short circuit his
That's
mic
a
in
good
a
school.
minute.
I know.
So
I
shout
didn't
out
wanna
to
do it.
Arnold J, Ron
Pressure.
Carter,
Huh?
Yvette
The pressure.
Abraham, Kev Parker. Everybody's watching. All right, let's.
That's like when
Let's-
Dave
let's-
Chappelle
He
was
ain't,
on
had, he ain't had the time or the experience at that point to
No, I
take
didn't.
that job. That's why.
That's when Dave Chappelle was offered all that money. He wound up going to Africa. So the
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah, I know. Well, he did one season. Did he do one
I
season?
forgot that.
I know he did
Oh,
one. or
We
two.
going off topic.
So all right, so let's stay on topic, or
Okay.
let's move on to
Another
the
topic.
coaches
Okay.
that got fired
Right.
and the GM that
Which
got
is
fired.
which is what sparked this conversation.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you about the GM. You get hired to bring in either certain players, make the lineup. I mean, not make the lineup, make the team.
Mhm.
Certain type of players, blah 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 blah. They also hired a coach.
Right.
You pick your guy, this and that.
Right.
Now, when their guys was healthy, because I have to put that in because now that's not his fault if guys are not healthy. It's a shame that in the long run you're gonna take the hit for it. Same thing with the coaches. When all their guys was healthy, they was in first or second place in the West. When Zion was healthy,
Pelicans, you
by
talking
2 years. I mean,
David Griffith got fired
Yeah.
right,
after
And-
6
Yeah, I
seasons.
seen
right. Wasn't he with Philly first before that? No, he was with
Cleveland, wasn't he?
Yeah, was it Cleveland? Yeah, he was there with LeBron.
Yes.
He was there. Now, remember they took over. They had got Zion in the draft. They was healthy for a little in the beginning of the season, and they had they was either first or second in the West. Zion got hurt again. Brandon Ingram got hurt. CJ McCollum has gotten hurt. There was another forward that they
Brandon
had.
Ingram got traded.
Well, he got traded,
First off,
but he was hurt. He was hurt when they traded him.
first off,
Right.
I'm trading Zion.
Okay, what
I'm
you
trading that.
now? Let me
I'm
ask you a question.
drafting and trading that
They
pick
wait,
because I was already
when they was in first place, that was a few years ago.
Right.
Right. That
Well,
was a
those
few
guys
years
was
ago.
healthy,
Yeah.
and then
But then,
according and then you-
but
Time
you
at the
got,
time they got
look,
hurt.
you gotta look at what the other teams looked like back then.
Who might have had
but they
injuries.
still was in first or
No,
second place.
They were, but Minnesota wasn't Minnesota. OKC was not OKC.
This was 4
Denver,
years, 5 years.
yeah, Denver
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
Denver. So you was in a position where you had young stars and they were playing well, yes.
Right.
But the thing is, you had to sustain that. And yes, part of it is injuries, but the other part is that when they did get them back together, them guys never played to that level again. Everybody else got
Because they
better,
hurt.
and they never
They
did.
constantly
They got
hurt.
nagging injuries.
So
They constantly. Brandon Ingram been hurt almost every year. He been there. Zion been hurt every year. He's
Yes.
been there. CJ McCollum got hurt. There was another forward that they had. He gotten hurt.
So maybe it's not. Maybe it's the players not staying healthy that's killing them
But that's
because
the question.
because
That's why he was bringing.
when McCollum was at Portland, he never got hurt.
No,
Right.
he didn't. He played all
But
the
he
time.
come here and all of a sudden he get hurt.
right.
Well, how many
It's like the Yankees when they had all those
He's
injuries.
been in the league a long time now.
Yeah, he's been in the league
So
a long time.
you're
You
more
expect him to
susceptible
get
to
hurt now.
injuries as you get
That's
older.
true.
Right.
But like you said, Brandon Ingram, he stayed hurt almost from his rookie
Right.
Zion Williamson stay hurt almost for. If you know these guys are successful with injuries, why are you keeping them?
Shout out to Anthony Green. John Green said,
How much you going to get for him?
But you're not getting nothing out of him as an injured player.
John Green said, what fool would take Zion in the trade?
Not
He's
right
still-
now, but 2
Not
years
right
ago.
ever.
2 years ago they might have.
He's still somewhat intriguing because when he do play, and
He
he's
got
somewhat,
talent.
he got
But
talent.
you don't
And
know.
and the part of it is he don't want to be in New Orleans. Everybody in the world know he don't want to be there. So that's part of it too. Because he is
But are
he
you
never
willing-
getting shape.
Okay, you a Net fan. Are you willing to take that chance?
No,
Wait,
You're not a
asking
GM.
you. I get to you.
Yeah, you
I'm getting to you because you a
I'm
bad
not.
GM.
I already told you, I'm not. I wouldn't even drafted him. So
Right.
that-
Well, I'm just saying, but you
Shout out to
do you
Tiny on the
recognize he does
check-in.
have talent?
yes, but his weight problems is what would have threw me off.
Okay,
I would have never
but
took him.
What
I
I'm
would've
saying,
took
though,
him, but I
as a
would've
Net
traded.
fan, would you contemplate trading for him?
with the talent we got, why not? Take a chance.
Oh, so what are you
Let the
giving up?
GM
Come on,
answer.
you doing this, and you got a bunch of G Leaguers winning 26 games this season.
I'm not. Listen.
Come on
listen,
now,
listen,
stop
listen,
it.
You have
You know
to get.
what?
They're
You
going to want.
Stop.
They're going
No.
to want
You know-
first round
you
picks
know-
for him.
You know why I'm baffled that you said that? Because you act like Giannis. We can't get Giannis, but
We're not going to
but
get
you go
Giannis.
after Zion.
Giannis going
I
to the
want.
Lakers.
I want
Giannis
Giannis.
going to the Lakers.
I do not want.
He's not coming here. He's going to the
I
Lakers.
do not
Stop it.
want.
Stop it.
Listen.
He's not coming
All
to
right, so
Brooklyn.
look. All right,
He's
so
going
look.
to the
So
Lakers.
look.
Write it down.
Marketing-
Going to the Lakers.
Okay.
I don't think he
Marketing.
is going there either.
Marketing. Giannis, and I forgot who the other person was. But out of those three, I forgot the other person. I gotta look them up. But marketing, Giannis, and Zion is not on my list. You understand what I'm saying?
Stannis?
Yeah, he's not on your
So,
list.
I'm not
But
taking
you
him,
may
man.
get to a point where that's the
You
only
know
guy
what
you
it-
got on the list.
But
Zion is
There's
like
no
Zion,
guarantee
look,
that marketing is leaving Utah.
right, but Zion is like AD. Why am I taking Zion? AD and Zion is the same player
Shout out
as
to
far
Billy
as
Turner.
health wise. You never
Wanda
know when they're
Turner.
going.
Maybe a change of scenery might be what he needs.
Is he
All right.
is he even dedicated? Like, is he? He don't have no dedication either.
Now, somebody said that Phoenix doesn't have a good physical staff. Their staff is not that good, which is why a lot of these guys get hurt. But when now, it might be a different
Hold up, you
staff.
saying Pelicans or Phoenix? You said just said Phoenix.
I'm sorry, I did say Phoenix.
Pelicans.
I meant
you
the
mean.
Pelicans.
Okay.
That the Pelicans, their staff physical
Okay.
thing is not that good. Because why do so many guys go over there and get hurt?
Right.
Now, it may be just the guy himself, just you know,
Could be bad luck. Could be the.
It could be. It could be.
genetics.
because there's plenty of other teams that got guys that get hurt a lot too.
Right,
You know,
right.
so okay, let's just
I'm
say
not taking
let's
Zion.
just say
That's
okay, he wants to be out of Phoenix. I don't know why I keep saying Phoenix.
Out of
Pelicans.
New
You
Orleans.
love,
Pelicans.
you love KD. You want KD to come
No,
to the Knicks.
I don't want KD to come to the Knicks. No, let's get that straight. He can go back to y'all if
All right,
you
go
want.
ahead. I'll
You
take
okay, I know you will. Right? He might, and he'll get rid of that coach too. So you know,
Nah, he's not-
yeah, okay.
He wants to play with Cam. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought
We
he,
listening.
Now I'm hearing he wants to go to Dallas and reunite with Kyrie.
I heard. Did they got Golden State stuff too? Didn't you hear some Golden State rumors?
no, he could have went to Golden State. He turned
I'm
that
talking about
down.
now. Afterwards, now after the.
Well, he
after
had the opportunity before.
I thought I heard Golden State rumors. But anyway, go
Well,
ahead.
I'm hearing Dallas.
That's in your GM mind. That's what you heard.
GM wants him to come to Brooklyn.
No.
GM
Come
wants
back.
GM wants Giannis too.
Shout out to
That's
Eric
right.
Wilcox.
Who else you want, man?
my
I ain't
question
gonna
is,
have nothing.
You want
Now.
He say
marketing.
my question, Mongo,
I ain't gonna have nothing. Now.
Why? Who is coming with Giannis to the Nets? Why would he come to the Nets?
New
Yeah.
York, because it's in
He
New
wants-
York.
He wants to change the scenery too. He's tired of Milwaukee. What's going on?
It's in New York.
But
His coach is not there.
but
But he wants to win a championship.
Okay,
and he has a better team with Milwaukee than the Nets do.
that's because he's there. If he leaves, he won't have a better team than Milwaukee.
So
yeah, you're
so,
right, because you'll be getting them,
so-
them G-Blade.
so if he went to
players.
Brooklyn with the team that they have, they would win as many games as
We
they
got
would
draft
Milwaukee.
picks coming up.
you'll getting rid of some of them draft picks if you get
Yeah,
Giannis.
of course. But we
Oh,
got
okay.
years of draft picks. Of course, we're gonna
And
get
you're
rid
gonna
of some of
you're
them.
gonna get rid of years of draft
We
picks
might
and
get
get
rid of a
Giannis.
player or two and some draft picks.
What player do you think
I don't
Milwaukee
know.
will
That's
want
the
from
thing.
your
I
team?
don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. They
Come
might
on,
take-
man. We got
they
the
might
great
take-
Terrence Watford. We got
No, they might take. They might take
Iguabi.
Clowney.
I can't
They
even.
might
What's
take-
the other thing? Cam and what's that? Sham and what?
Yeah, Scam and
They
Sham.
might take Clowney. They might take. I mean
Really?
Claxton. They might take Claxton. They might take, you know what I'm saying? They might do that.
Not bad.
You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying?
So,
But hold on. But like we said, with these GMs, you never know what they're going to do.
You
All
know,
right.
yeah, you're true.
And you'll
So-
be sitting there going, why did they do that? Again.
let's change up again. So this is the first half hour of First Stop to the Next Stop. It's Super Dave along with Coach Kurt. Serge, the sports star.
Yep.
Slick, the GM relic, still on probation.
Living possible.
Greg G Money in the building.
What up?
It
What up?
is playoff time. Phone lines is open. The number is 516-206-0711.
Yo,
You can
I just,
shout us out. Let us know. Just give us your opinion. Who you like? Playoff, play-in, playoff. Who you think might be leaving? You know, first round, second round. What exit is it for the Knicks? Are they going all the way? Let us know.
No.
Are the Nets still in contention? Let us know what's going on.
He just got
Again.
to throw a jab. He got to throw a jab.
516-206.
laugh
0.
Let me have my jab. Let me.
already. Already.
Yeah, go
John,
ahead.
that's John Green.
No, wrong Green.
Good afternoon, my brothers.
Yeah. What's going on, bro?
Yo,
What's
first of all, I want to shout out my man G Money. G Money, I know you be there sometime, and I don't give you the proper respect that you do, even though you're on the side over there. But it's good to see that you brothers is around, and you know I still got nothing love and respect for y'all. But let's cut down to the chase. Mongo, that's some kind of special drug you take. Boy,
Love you, Anthony
Bro.
Green.
if you could give me that, and I could smell it, some of the Bronx. That stuff. I don't know what you doing down there. I don't know if you sniffing it or sticking it in your arm. But that's better than that stuff Michael Jackson is taking.
With
Well,
time,
one thing-
kid. Time and
You know what I'm saying?
experience.
Good time
Because-
experience.
What I really don't understand is what they said to you just now. What G Money just said to you and said, why would he leave Milwaukee
Oh, he's
that have
honest.
somewhat a better squad to come to the Nets? And what would the Nets have to give up?
Hold on, the phone lines are burning up.
Hold that
All
thought.
right.
Hold on.
That's probably his push-up.
Hold on. Yeah, caller, who we have on the line? Okay.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing there, Dave?
What's going on?
Hey, what's happening? Who you talking to, man?
He trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you trying to
The
figure
guy
it out,
went to
huh?
high
Ain't
school
that
with
some
me.
shit?
The guy, all right, so we'll keep it clean. So yeah, you know, I got a brain fog right
He's,
now.
he's still trying to figure it out.
No.
Oh, you know
Listen,
now? What from last week?
Yeah, right. So I got one caller, so give me a second. Call me back, and unless you got something of substance, you know, because I got somebody on hold, give me a call back in 5 minutes.
I'm gonna give you a call back in 5 minutes, no
All
doubt. Let
Thank
you
you.
figure it
Thank you.
All right,
out. Because you're acting like Donald Trump now. I'm gonna let you figure
no
it out.
doubt. Good.
You hung up on him?
Now I'm right here, my
No,
brother.
Yeah,
you
Green.
good? All right. And yo, Green, thanks for the shout out, my brother.
Nah, no problem, my brother. But I just need to know what he thinking. If Milwaukee have a decent squad and they need 1 or 2 more chips, why would he leave? I'm with Serge also that he is going to the Lakers. But why would he leave Milwaukee and go to the Nets that have nobody? And even if the Nets, the players that the Nets you even think have, they're going to trade them to get him. So he's basically in the land of the lost in the height of his career with a bunch of G leaguers and people that you're going to draft that's supposed to be good. Not going to be good, supposed to be good. And you don't even know if you're going to get the number 1 draft pick. Most likely you're not, which I'm pretty sure you're not. You just got number 1 draft pick, but you're not going to get the number 1 draft pick. Why would Giannis subject himself to that?
Well, I think I'm gonna answer real quick. I think, first of all, I think coming to Brooklyn would be a bigger market than Milwaukee is. Yes, they have a better team, but coming into Brooklyn, which is in New York, it's a bigger market, more publicity, more this and that. The same thing with the Lakers, same thing with any big city, Chicago, Miami, stuff like that. Even Philadelphia is a bigger market.
Right. But you do know Giannis has his own power. Giannis will tell you, if you trade me to the Nets, I am not signing with them.
You know that for a fact that he's gonna do that? You talk to him, you got him on
Listen,
speed
my
dial?
brother, listen, my brother. I'm so guaranteed that he's not coming to the Nets. I'm willing to bet you car for car.
No,
that
you've
he's not
been
coming.
listen. You
I
lose
fuck-
every week.
I
You lose
fuck
every
this.
every.
I'm willing to bet
Every
this
season
for that
you
thing
lose
that
something
you're driving,
here.
that he is not coming to the Nets. You
Look,
better off getting Bridges back or getting Zion.
every
is not
season
getting- you is not getting Giannis.
every season you lose up here. You just want to continue to lose.
My brother, you can take the bet or you can
I
continue
ain't
to bump
taking the
them
bet.
numbers and talking because you just got lips.
I'm not
You're
taking the
not
bet.
getting
Yeah.
Giannis. I am with Serge. That dude got Laker written all over him.
You know what's so
When his
funny?
contract- when LeBron contract ends, so does Giannis' contract end. And guess who's going to walk straight through that door to the Lakers?
You know what's so funny? When I brought up Giannis a few weeks ago, talking about going to the Lakers, y'all
Shout
thought I
out
was
to
out of my
Reggie
mind
Perry.
with that talk
Ernest
too.
Wright.
So now all
Yo,
of a
let me
sudden,
ask you a question.
everybody's
Are you
swaying that
serious
Giannis going to
with him?
Lakers when I said that a few weeks ago that he might go there.
Hey, G Money, are you sitting next to him?
Yes, I am.
He should give him the
Is there
tar look,
hygiene
but
in that man's arm? Is he taking
is it-
any type of hallucination or anything?
Is
he
it
sniffing
me?
something there? Or
yeah, I think he need a
what
hug.
do you see,
Yeah.
G?
Yo.
Hold on,
Does he
Green.
have
Hold on,
anything
Green.
that hooked to him?
Listen, I don't know. He looked regular, but I might have to give him the
Hold
tar
on,
look
Green.
to straighten him out.
Hold on. So
That's
when
what
I
Tar does.
when I said it's a possibility of him going to the Lakers a few weeks ago, it went over.
I agree.
It went past y'all ears.
Yeah. 'Cause
Why?
I don't remember hearing it.
So now because it's
It ain't gonna-
listen,
I think it's
Right,
because
because I
so
know
much
he's
stuff
going to
that
the
you
Lakers.
say go right past us that we
But
don't listen to half of the
but I
stuff
done-
you say.
I done said that.
That's a fact.
So
sir.
hold on. First of all,
That-
I,
that-
All I'm
That might be the biggest
Right.
part.
we're gonna go through some of the points
I think you better start writing it down.
Yeah.
you guys better start writing it down.
All right.
I don't pay that much attention to it, Mongo. It's all right. You write it
I
down.
will quote if you have something to substance.
Yeah, you
to
better
say.
write it down.
Yeah,
But
write
like
it
the
down.
A few
early-
weeks
Liz.
ago when I brought it up,
Early part of you being a GM is not something that you can write down.
a few weeks ago when I brought it up,
I'm
it
in
went
total denial.
past
I
deaf
don't
ears.
remember. Man,
Yeah, I know. Look, it's on the video. It's on video.
It's okay.
It's on video.
Find the video and bring it in
Okay.
next week.
Usually,
Greg,
because usually you be
Greg,
trying to put
well,
Greg,
people on the next.
Well, let me say this. I did tell y'all. I said I'm gonna say it again. I said I'm scared that the Nets is gonna be in a gray area where they might not win. They might not lose all their games and be the number one draft lottery pick or lottery team, but they might not. But they might be in that area where they might not make the play-in. I said they'll win about 21 games. You guys thought I was crazy. They won 25 or 26 games.
26.
Nobody called you crazy. Man.
Yeah. You did.
No,
you
no,
did.
no,
Yes,
no,
you did.
No, I did.
All right, and
I thought
here
he
we
was
are.
because I didn't see why
And-
they would want to win that many games.
And here we are.
because
at
they would
26
put them right
games.
where they at, and right where they at, six,
Exactly.
six.
And that's on video as
with
well.
with the top four guys gone, and you're at six, which
All right.
means we got 4 picks that we have to get lucky at.
So your
not
season
nobody
is
that
over.
we
Hold
can
up,
lock
hold up.
in.
But
And
your
now-
season is over.
Right. But now, and then when I brought up the Giannis situation, guess what? The Giannis, go Google up the Nets now. Giannis is their top priority right now.
Hey, Greg, let me
Top
ask you a question.
priority.
Huh? Yeah.
And I'm
So
just
if I'm
asking you.
crazy, they crazy.
I'm just,
As a free agent.
hey, Mongo, I'm gonna ask you a
As a
question.
trade. They know he's not
If
free
you
agent
was
right now.
if you was Giannis
You gotta look
and at the height of your career, would you rather play with the Lakers who have Austin Reed and have that other guy over there who they just got from Dallas
Luca.
and a better squad, Luca, or would you rather go to the Nets
I'm going.
on a bunch of wish and
But-
pray?
Reeves is coming
If
up
you
for
was
free
Giannis,
agency.
But-
I'm just saying, if you was Giannis and you got to see who got a
Next year,
bigger
I think he's a
market,
free
the
agent.
Lakers are the
But I-
dismal Nets in
But I-
New York.
But the thing is, I brought up the Lakers getting
You didn't
Giannis.
answer the
So
question, my brother.
don't bring
If
that
you was
hypothetical
Giannis,
to me
Would
because I
you
already
want to
brought
go
that
to the
up.
Lakers and play with Austin Reed, Luca, and Nate squad, or would you rather go to the Nets and
Like-
play with whoever?
Like I said,
Because-
I brought up the Laker hypothetical weeks ago.
Would-
brought that up.
If you're Giannis, I'm asking you a question.
Don't ask
If
me no
you're
questions because I
Giannis,
already brought that
When
hypothetical
would
up.
you go if you're
All
Giannis?
right, Scotty Scott on the check-in.
What
All
up,
right,
Scott?
so yeah, we gotta clean
What
this
up, Noah?
We gotta clean this up. We're gonna mute Mongo's mic for the rest of the show.
Yes, please.
And we're gonna continue. All right.
But he don't. But Dave,
No, let's
Dave,
move on. We
Dave,
got
I'm
other
gonna
things
ask
to
you a
talk about.
question, Dave. I'm gonna just ask you a question, Dave. Right? And then we can just leave it right there with this Giannis situation.
Yes.
Dave. I'm gonna just ask you a question, right? LeBron James's contract is over with in about a year and a half. Am I correct?
Okay, next year, into the next season. All right.
Right. And Giannis' contract is up at the same time. Am I correct?
Okay.
If he says
All right. Okay. That's all I wanted to say.
All right. So
it.
let's see. All right. All right. So,
Yo, he be doing
He
that a
like
lot.
that. He like that. That's his favorite
point
thing.
well taken. Thank you. So we gotta move it. We gotta move it on, and we gotta let's talk about the coaches that been fired, and let's everybody pay attention. So let's say 4 coaches in less than 10 years won the championship. Within 2 years, they've been fired.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Frank Vogel with the Lakers. Talk about Nick Nurse with Toronto. We talk about Mike Malone. And we talk about Budenholzer. So that's 4 coaches that won. So is it the culture? Because now, I'm treading towards Thibodeau. Even if he lose, should he be fired? For him to win the championship? Then fired. All right, Robin, I got you now. Let's go.
All right. First of all, let me address this issue. I noticed that you just finished talking about Giannis, right?
Yeah.
I would like to see Giannis in the Knicks uniform. I would love that, right? But remember, it's another player in town that ain't nobody mentioning, and he seemed to get players like Giannis. I'm talking about the Miami Heat.
They gonna get somebody.
They seem to get a lot of star players, man. I don't know what Pat Riley got, but he seemed to pull in players, man. But okay, now let me get back to Giannis real quick, right? Would Giannis use New York as a stepping stone to get where he really want to get? Because a lot of stars over the years that we know have used New York and didn't really want to play in New York. They just used New York.
Use them as a stepping stone.
Exactly. So we gotta be mindful of that. Okay, now let me move on to this.
Hold on 1 second, Rob. Could you name me 2 players in particular that came to New York to use as a stepping stone?
No. He
Use
didn't say
them.
came. He just put it out there
Right.
so the price go up.
That's not what I'm saying.
All right.
I'm saying we know a lot of stuff. Few stars said that they want to play in New York.
It never came. Okay, I got you.
Yes, they use New York. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As a byproduct.
Okay.
That's true. I know LeBron did it when he first did
Yeah,
the
exactly.
decision, because he mentioned
Yep.
New York, and then Durant did it.
Mm-hmm.
Nika had no intention to come there.
Reggie Miller did it.
Wow. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Reggie. Man, we talking about stars in the league, man.
Yeah.
Right now, let me get back to this before I get to where I really want to get to. I heard you mention about 4 coaches getting fired. Now,
Yes.
the issue I got with that is that why all these other coaches, right, that get fired can get another job, but why Mark Jackson can't get a job?
Okay, 1, they blackball Mark. 2, is like a fraternity. So with Mark
But
being
why was Mark blackballed?
with Mark being blackballed,
Right.
it's not the GMs, it's the owners that got him locked out. And we as consumers and fans, we can't make an owner hire somebody
Right.
if they decide to black.
Exactly. And I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
I agree with you 100%. And part of Mark Jackson being blackballed was?
What, the Golden State when he was
When he was at Golden State.
yeah, when they was praying, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he tried to bring a religious
right.
format to the Golden State Warriors, and they wasn't going for that.
Right.
Well, there's more to it than that. There
It's
was,
deep, yeah, but that's part of it.
well,
Right,
yeah, that's
right.
part of it. But there was an assistant coach who is on the Knicks staff now that was on the Golden State staff that was taping conversations in the locker room and stuff like that and giving it to the GM and stuff like that. And that's that stuff was going on because remember they were talking about him coming to the Knicks. No, no, not so much the announcer. And he turned it down.
Announcing job.
Right. He was going to because Clyde was taking some games
Clyde's
off.
spot.
No, he wasn't going to replace Clyde wasn't going to do as many games.
Right.
And they was going to bring in Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson turned it down.
But you know what, though, man?
Mhm.
Let me say this here. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, but the Knicks have a terrible track record in hiring one of their own as a head coach.
True. But do you think it's not so much that because are you referring to like with Patrick Ewing? What other head coach in the NBA did he get?
I mean,
he didn't get one.
Like you said,
he was assistant coach with Charlotte.
They could have got Mark. They could have got Mark.
Well, Patrick, I think Patrick has a front office job now, and maybe that's where they could put Thibodeau answering the phone. All right, Madison Square Garden.
Because Thibodeau gonna burn him out. Now let's go to the other. While we on the Knicks, right? Thibodeau has to find minutes in the playoffs for Shaman. Shaman is instant offense, man.
Well, he's been playing well. He has been playing
well. If you put him on the court with Bronson and them guys, and have him just go to the corner, go to the top of the key, right? Find your spot. We penetrate. We draw the extra man so we kick it out to you.
Shout out to Steel the Great on the chat.
I agree with that. I mean, he's going to have to get. I'm sorry. He's going to have to get some minutes because he has been shooting well. He's been shooting well, so they're going to have to play him.
And Dave, let me say this here, Dave. Yeah, you and the rest of your brothers. The Knicks got to play D. If they want to go far in this playoff punt, they got to play D, man.
All right. So my question to you is, how far do you think they're going? They put Detroit is the first round. Do you think they can beat Detroit? They lost 3 out of 4 to Detroit this season. Can they beat Detroit? That is a big question.
Well, I don't say that.
Fully prepared, but I think everybody's ready to go. Is Thibodeau going to play everybody? One question. Can they beat Detroit? Before we get any further.
I believe they can beat Detroit. No, why I think they can beat Detroit is because it's one key element is that, right? During the regular season, right? You playing a certain team, you playing all these teams, you playing them 1 or 2 times, maybe 3 times a season, maybe 4 times. But when you see them in the playoffs, you could better prepare for them because you know you're playing a 7-game series against them.
Yeah, every game you're going to make adjustments.
Both teams coming with the same type of conflict, and they looking for that resolution once they go head to head against each other in the 7-game series.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: if the Knicks don't guard the 3-point line, they're gonna be in serious trouble. We gotta stop them. We gotta guard 3-point line, and we gotta stop penetration.
Somebody just added, Kevin Parker just added that Shaman needs some of McBride's minutes. Do you agree with that?
No.
I do.
No.
I don't.
Well, you said Shaman needs more minutes.
Hold on. You say you need some McBride's minutes?
Yeah. Well, you know, McBride.
No.
They can play together.
I think when he sits Wiscombe down for a rest, Bridges, he can come with Shaman.
Okay. That's not bad.
I think he can do that.
All right, so quick fast before I let you go. Who do you think's coming out of the East and who do you think's coming out of the West?
Okay. I'm not sold on Cleveland, man. I'm not sold on them.
All right, so name me the team that you think's coming out of the East.
Man, listen. I'm not a Boston fan, but listen, Boston is 12 deep strong. Boston do not lose when they put their bench in, man. They don't lose nothing on the court when they put their bench in, man.
All right. So
them guys, the difference between Boston and a lot of other teams, Boston coach has gotten his reserves to accept their roles, and they playing their roles to the fullest.
Good point. What about the West? Who do you think's coming out of the West?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't know, man.
I mean,
When he say
I don't know,
you really don't know. It's just your opinion of who you might favor. You know, I get it. I understand. So, like, you know, it could be Boston and LA.
I like
OKC.
I like OKC not because of their offense. I like OKC because of their defensive mindset. And in the playoffs, you got to shut people down. And OKC is proving they can do that, right? But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Right? Do not, even though they're young, you gonna have to play your best to beat Houston, man.
That's true.
Them young boys is playing with no fear, man.
Hungry.
All right. Well, I want to thank you.
I don't see the Lakers coming out. I don't see the Lakers, and I don't see Denver coming out.
Okay. Well,
And I definitely don't see Golden State coming out.
I think the West is a little tougher division. It's going to be dogfight.
It is.
But it's going to be good basketball. Even say with the Knicks, I believe that they're going to play good quality basketball because they was 3-4. So they're going to try to bring their best. So it should be an interesting series. Rather, you know, win, lose, or draw. I think they're going to put it out there. And, you know, some series might be a little one-sided, but there's some series, I think the Knicks are going to give it their all. I believe that.
But you know the key to the Knicks' playoff success?
Go ahead,
Bronson, right?
Boston,
Bronson has to trust OG. He got to trust OG, man.
Okay, I got you.
You see, OG shows you what he's capable of doing. You don't take the worst thing the Knicks can do is take away OG. The way he playing, don't take his confidence from him, man.
Well, that's if he get the ball enough times.
All right.
That's not me, but Bronson got to trust him.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to keep it moving, man. I want to thank you for your call. I appreciate you. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Rob. Thank you for calling,
sure.
bro. I appreciate you.
Your brothers be good, man.
You too, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for calling, man. Thank you.
Later.
Take it easy.
Well, that's big later. Okay.
All right now.
Hey, anybody else? So I want to go back. Eric Wilcox said LeBron was originally coming to New York, but the Knicks signed Omari. I disagree.
I definitely disagree with that.
I believe after they couldn't sign LeBron, that's when they got Omari. I could be wrong.
He talking about during the decision?
During the decision.
Dwayne Wade was in his ear.
Well, I thought that was etched
Yeah.
in stone already. Plus, he had made a comment that Phil Jackson had made comments about his boys at Little Posse and all of that stuff, man. That turned him off about the Knicks.
Right. I remember that.
Was Phil Jackson here at the time?
I think he was. I think he was still here.
I thought I could be wrong again, but I thought that Mike D'Antoni was the carrot dangling.
But he wasn't the GM.
But I don't think Phil was the GM when Mike D'Antoni was here. So and then D'Antoni stepped up. I don't think that D'Antoni and Jackson was here
Have to
together.
look up the timeline.
Right.
Nothing but a lookup.
Right.
Well, he came. D'Antoni came.
Talk about this guy here.
Oh, right.
No, we talking about the probation guy.
Oh,
Do some work.
That's working out of time.
Yo, let me ask you a question, man.
Do some
Greg
work.
ain't been coming as much
got
as
a
you
phone.
have.
Huh?
Why is he
You got
not
a
on
phone.
probation and you are?
I'm full time.
Full-time probation?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
No comment.
So Scotty
You
Scott
don't want no
said
smoke.
the Knicks is 6.
The first,
I think the Knicks
round.
could beat. I think the Knicks could beat
Detroit?
Yeah,
Detroit.
that's the first round.
I feel it might be a 7-game series. but I
Yeah.
think
It's going to be close.
They're not beating Boston.
No. Well,
They're going.
I'm going to say this. If Jaylen Brown knee is not up to par, I think they got a chance to
It
beat
still
them.
ain't going.
They just barely beat us the other day, man.
He's gonna find everything.
And what did they do the 3 games before then?
No,
They
when
blew them
Jaylen
out.
Brown was playing healthy then.
Knicks fans will always find an excuse to win.
Yo, they got
Right,
blown out the first 3
Always.
games, and the last game was close. Yes, it was.
Was
That's
Jaylen
why
Brown?
you're a probation.
Jaylen Brown didn't hardly play in that last
well.
game.
All right.
He started the game. He's a big difference because that's another star next to what's his name, Tatum. But if he's not healthy, that helps the Knicks.
But the previous caller,
Right.
he said a valid point because you got the best 3-point shooting team in the East,
Right.
and you got the team that shoots the most threes in the East.
Doing Cleveland and Boston.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you have to guard that line.
Well, I don't trust
That's
Cleveland,
imperative.
but I think Cleveland could beat Boston.
Now, who's it?
Is Mitchell hurt?
All right, now Donovan
They
Mitchell's
said
hurt.
Yeah.
So-
What did he do? What did he do?
He twisted his ankle.
Oh, okay.
So-
Well,
and
he
the-
gets a whole week off.
Yeah, he
Right,
got a
they
week
do-
off.
yeah.
Right,
everybody-
but
yeah, those-
right.
everybody.
So we'll see if they even play him. If
That's
he's
right.
up
They
to
might
play.
not even need him because
Right.
whoever
Who
the
they play?
eighth team in,
The eighth,
Right,
whoever
yeah, they
eighth
play the
team,
eighth
right.
team.
Whoever
So-
I
it
don't know
could
who
be
it
the
is.
Bulls, it could be whoever.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It could
And
be
they
the
got a
Hawks.
good bench too.
Now, if they in trouble though,
Have to go
you have
further.
to play him.
All right, so
If
right
they're in
quick.
trouble, but I don't
Right.
see no trouble in the
I don't
first
see him in
round.
trouble neither.
So
That's
right,
the same thing with Boston. They play
Right.
whoever the 7th team is,
Right.
so they might not need Jalen Brown. He got 2 weeks
exactly.
to get right.
That's what I'm
Right.
thinking. So right quick, Scotty Scott said the Knicks is 6. John Green said Knicks is 6. Let's go around the room and figure it out. Greg, we're gonna start with you. The Knicks in.
They're all excited. Look at
7.
Okay.
They are all excited. Look at these niggas.
Mongo.
Answer the question, man.
7. I'm saying 7 because I don't.
Who
want
in
them to make
7?
it through.
Who in 7?
I'm gonna give Knicks a chance.
Oh, you actually
I'm
picking
giving
us?
them a chance
Oh my
because
God.
it's
Yo,
the
write
first
that
round.
down, Dave. He's actually
It's
picking us.
local, right?
I want them to
Serge.
get the demolish after that.
Serge.
He's gonna say they lose.
Oh, I know what he gonna say, man. Yeah.
Why would you even
I'm gonna give him.
entertain the
I'll give him a
idea?
carrot
Why?
because I want him to get humiliated the next round.
Let him get humiliated the first round.
All right, Serge.
The Knicks get swept in 4.
All right. Kurt.
Knicks in 6.
Well, since my track record shows
I'm gonna
that
stick with
everybody
the Knicks in
I've picked these last couple of weeks have
Has
been catching
lost.
the L.
Yeah, that
Knicks in
but you
7.
know what? I started to say if I bet on the Knicks, they'll guarantee to lose.
Right.
So, but I'm not gonna bet my money on the Knicks. But
Why
if I
not?
did,
Why not?
because they will lose. Maybe I'll make a small bet just to guarantee they lose.
Right.
I don't have to make a big bet. I can make a
I've been-
small bet.
Right.
That-
That's been coming
Yo,
out.
not a
wrong,
guarantee.
The hate
Knicks
is real, man.
Knicks in the sweep.
Yeah, yeah. The hate on this left side of me, man. Oh my God, man.
He was, well,
So I'm good.
I know one thing. Kevin Parker said the Knicks is 6. Well, I know one thing. Serge.
What do you say?
I say the Knicks is 6.
Okay,
But
that's a stamp of approval right there.
that doesn't mean they still gotta play. And that doesn't mean that, I know one thing that Serge bet.
Well, I guarantee you this one thing.
It won't be 4. Let's
No.
put it like that.
Whatever game Dave goes to watch at the Garden, they're gonna lose. So I'm hoping he get tickets to all of them.
Oh, shit.
That's a sweep right
That's
there.
not- That's not
a
gonna happen.
That's
That's not gonna happen.
That's a slight
So-
fortune right there.
What's
man.
your record
To
with
go
the
off-
with the
It
Knicks
can't be all
at
4
home?
games.
So just a second.
I want to know
The
what your
last
record
game
is.
that we went to together,
Right.
how did you do?
Who they play?
Was it
Philadelphia?
Philly? Yeah, they played
Philadelphia? The team that lost to everybody?
Right.
Go ahead, man.
You know?
What's good up there, family? How y'all
Hey,
doing? How's
man.
everybody up there?
You
All
picked
right,
a
let's
bad
get
example.
ready to
Y'all picked a
rumble.
bad example.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, Charles said Detroit in 7.
Uh-oh.
There you go, Todd.
Where you at, Ty?
In Detroit.
up, man?
What's up? All right, I got Knicks in 6.
Okay.
You know, and this for the record,
That's a common
But,
sense guy
they-
talking shit, man.
they definitely not going to get past the second round. I don't care. I feel that Tibbs is not that close. They need a whole change of philosophy, such as what Atkinson did with Detroit,
Ain't nobody
making them a better team.
than
They was, yeah.
Yeah, you
No, go ahead,
you
Serge.
talking?
I mean, go ahead, Brace.
Yeah. So last year, Detroit had like 24 consecutive losses. He turned that team around in 1 year. Look what Atkinson did for Cleveland. They were terrible. Well, they got the same team basically, but they're number 1 in the East. So my point is that different philosophies, different coaches can get these Knicks over the hump. They're not doing nothing this year after the second round, and I think because of the carousel of coaching, unfortunately, I think Tibbs is going to be one of those coaches that get on the chopping block. You know, I'm not calling for his job or anything like that,
Oh,
but I just
really?
think the Knicks need a new direction.
What are you calling for then?
So, hold on. So, like, earlier on, we was here wasting time because the probationary guy thought he could be
Say my name, dope.
the relic thought he could be
The vice president of
of
operations.
operations
Tibbs wouldn't even be.
So-
Tibbs wouldn't even be a Nick coach
but
right
in
now.
reality-
I would've never hired him.
He'll go.
in
he'll
reality,
go get a job.
being that they have a good relationship with the Knicks front office and the coach, he may not be going anywhere. And
yeah.
even if he loses, he might be on the hot seat, but he may not be going anywhere. Now, for all intents and purposes, just think about it. Over the last, he moved up on the list as one of the winningest coaches in Knicks history, and he's won over 50 games this year, 51 by accident, but he won 50 games. And
Yeah,
you
all
gotta-
those accolades are fine.
right?
He still got two teams in front of him
Yes.
that's built for the next 2 or 3 years.
Yes,
Period.
but
That's the reality of it all.
so no, and part of this reality is that it's sort of on the GM because the GM traded for, and we had that discussion. We had that long discussion that Saturday afternoon or that Saturday morning, which turned the afternoon when they traded Randall and DiVincenzo for Towns. Remember, we
Right.
was on the phone for
That-
like
that's
3 hours.
Right. That's on the GM, but you see the carousel of coaching. They getting rid of teams that want to win right now are saying you get 1 or 2 years with the team that's
But-
on paper,
but
and the
check it
coaches
out.
are the one that's going to take
But
the fall.
check it out, Matt. The coaches that getting fired
With previous
actually
NBA
had
champions.
championships, and it's 4 of them. So one guy is right now is not coaching. One guy just got fired. So I mean, well, a couple of guys, but Mike Malone will probably be recycled. So, and who's to say he's from Queens? But who's to say that the Knicks would replace him for Thibodeau? Because they said that he sort of got into it with the GM, and he got a tendency to curse people out. So
Yeah.
maybe he's not that dude for this situation. Even though his father was an assistant coach on the Knicks, and he came up too through the Knicks organization.
Yeah.
So
Well, listen, whatever
I mean-
Knicks organizations do, if they want to stay same old, I think bring back Tibbs. If you want a different change and you want to go in a different direction and show some cojones and whatnot, just make a change just like Cleveland did last year, just like Detroit did last year. They're better.
all right, man,
And-
I agree with you, but it's also someone on the GM who made the trade.
Bring in better players.
And he didn't necessarily do something great. You gave the Nets half the farm, for Bridges. And I don't have nothing against Bridges, but I think you gave up too much for him. Bogdanovich and 5 draft picks or whatever it was.
Yeah,
that was a
that
lot.
was too much.
So
that was too much.
nobody.
But-
So they might be pointing the finger at Tibbs. And again, I'm really not a Tibbs guy, but until he gets something that he could work with, it's really on the GM, and nobody's calling for his head yet.
All right, let me ask you
Put
this,
my
Matt.
resume in.
Let me.
I wouldn't have gave the Nets 5 draft picks. I would have not gave them that.
You're on mute.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
You put it in, but they threw it back. Let me ask you a question, Matt. Do you think Cleveland and Boston has more talent on their team than the Knicks do?
Good question.
I do think they're even. I think Cleveland is even. Boston is well ahead of the whole league with the talent they have.
Well,
Cleveland and Knicks is
wait a
even.
minute. You're saying Boston has more talent than anybody else in the league?
Yes, I do. I think
Okay,
they're
so
deeper.
why is
That team
Cleveland ahead of them?
Good question.
Why is Cleveland ahead of the Knicks?
No.
They're Rockets.
Yeah,
Ahead of Boston.
And Boston, right? If they and you
been
said
healthy
Cleveland
all
was
year.
just even with
Huh?
the Knicks.
Look, Boston's roster. Look, Boston had a lot of injuries.
Michelle
Should they been first, whatever the case? I don't know. They're both ahead of the Knicks. But
Okay.
the Knicks,
Yeah.
right? In my opinion, the Knicks roster compares with Cleveland's roster as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
They
they
just got-
added some players to their bench, which helps them. Guys don't have to play more minutes. Remember, the Knicks beat them up on the boards. Now they have a different team now than when they played them previously in the playoffs. They don't have Hartenstein. Mitchell Robinson has been come back off of injuries midway, 3/4 of the way into the season.
Yeah, like 59 games.
Right. So now you got a different team. You don't have Randall anymore. Towns has been rebounding, but Towns like to stand outside and shoot. It's different. Randall was going to go to the basket. Now, with Detroit, yeah, you say, yeah, the coach, he was at Cleveland before and he came to the right. Now, with Detroit, they added some veteran players, which helped that team because they were a very young team previously before. They brought in Beasley. They brought in Tobias Harris. They brought in, what's his name? Son, Hardaway. They brought those guys in.
Hardaway Jr., correct.
Oh, yeah.
So those are veteran guys that have been in the league that helps the team.
None of those guys are stars.
No, we didn't say stars.
They're both players.
Exactly.
But you build them
Right.
out.
But what did they didn't have that last year. They didn't have veteran leadership last year. They were a young team.
Yeah, but nobody's seen them making the playoffs this year.
They did make the playoffs, though.
No, he said nobody.
I mean, last year.
Nobody saw it.
This year. Last year's team, nobody had Detroit making the playoffs this year. That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
He turned that team around. There's no superstars other than Cunningham on that team.
And Cade Cunningham was hurt half of last year also.
They got decent plays, but so
they got a young center who's
We
up
disagree.
and coming.
That's
Cunningham,
fine.
he stayed healthy this whole year and put up good numbers. He was hurt part of the year last year. Now, who else?
Nobody expected Detroit to make the playoffs this year.
The other backup guard
a
that got hurt at the beginning of the season, what's his name? The other guard
for Detroit?
Yeah, that got hurt.
Well, you know, they got that kid Beasley, and he's a big help for them.
Oh, yeah, he helped them big time.
He might be sixth man of the year.
What's his name? Duran, the center. That kid is a beast.
Helps him a
That
lot
kid is a
too.
beast.
yeah.
Who?
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris.
They got playoffs.
He's helped them too. Right, they do.
Team.
And it helps.
They got Tim Hardaway.
Ivy, Parkinson, Ivy.
Ivy, that's what I
Right,
was thinking.
Ivy. He got hurt.
He got hurt.
Right.
And he might have a hard
Yeah, he's
time
pretty good. He's pretty good.
because he's going to have to work, recover from that injury next year, or he'll have off season.
They got a
to work
good
at.
blend of
Yeah.
talent and
Right.
young
And
stars.
young studs.
They really
Look,
do.
I know y'all phone lines are burning up. Let me make a quick couple of points real
it's
quick.
not.
man,
You,
go ahead.
you got the phone. You got the floor, sir. Go ahead. I mean, it's
All right.
a good assessment that Coach presented to you, and I mean, I think it's going to be an exciting series. And we most of us are pro Nick.
Yeah, I think Detroit's going to win 2 games. Which 2? They bet not win one of the first 2. The Knicks is in trouble if they split. I think the pressure be right in their lap, and then we're going to see a pressure bus fight with the way this team is, built to play. And
Well, if you consider yourself a good team, you have to win games on the road.
yeah, and
And
we're going to see. I don't think Detroit's
You want
that
to win your
strong.
games at home,
Yeah,
yes.
But the Knicks going to have to bring their game. So, real quick, I love the fact, me personally, I'm not throwing anything out. I love the fact that Golden State lost yesterday because had they won that game, I didn't want to see Golden State play LA in the first round. If that's a second round or next round, whatever it is, I like LeBron being in the playoffs and Curry. I don't want either one of them out, especially in the first round. So I'm glad that Golden State lost, but they got a harder road to toe now in order to get to where they got to go to. But I don't think they're going to win it all anyway.
Okay, so yeah, that leads me to. So say if they win, they play Tuesday night. So say if they win
And go to 7.
they got to win against Houston.
That's a tough.
No, I don't see them beating Houston.
Okay, so
I don't see them beating Houston.
yeah, Golden State, right?
Oh, they're
So
not beating Houston.
technically speaking, bye Golden State. You won enough championships for a lifetime, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I didn't want them to play each other in the first round. Yeah, bye Golden State. It looks like it. They don't have no interior defense, and they got individual defensive players, but same thing like the Knicks. The Knicks got individual defensive players. They don't play good team defense.
So
right.
And then another question is, so they don't really have the size. Also, they don't really use no big man. And
Who don't have the size?
Golden State.
Golden State.
No, they don't. They don't.
I don't think Kerr want one, to be honest.
Right. I don't think
I think Kerr is still with his philosophy. 3 beats 2.
Small ball.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, so and then Draymond, but Draymond is not the same defensive player he was 5 years ago.
But they
He's still-
talk about him being the defensive
Ain't
player.
none of us the same
Right.
person 5 years ago.
And they talk about him possibly being the
I
He's
am.
still,
defensive player of the year.
he's still a technical foul.
Only in your mind.
Ejection, though.
From the chair over there.
He's still one of those.
Look, here's another thing.
He said, I am.
Listen, the relic. Not that I'm completely on your side, but it's not too far fetched for the Nets to turn their season around like other teams. A year before Kyrie got here, Durant and Harden, the Brooklyn was alive and popping. I think the pandemic shortened what the Nets could be right now. So
They know what happened. They don't want to observe. They don't want to.
No, it can happen again. It can happen again. It can happen. One signing and luck of the draw with the Nets getting the kid from Duke, that changes your whole team.
I don't
You
want
pick
to
right?
disagree with the relic, but he was just delusional about being a GM, so that just doesn't come out contrite.
Here's one thing I want y'all to and this is uncharted territory as far as I'm concerned. This is why Nick Saban and other coaches have folded their tents in the football arena. The quarterback from Tennessee, right? They giving him NIL money. I think 2.5, right? He's holding out. Like, this is the first college holdout. The kid won $4 million. That's like ridiculous to me. Like a few years ago. The quarterback. I mean, and the student body don't even want him back. So he's trying to hold out for $4 million. They was giving him 2.5, and now the student body don't even want. And he's not even that good. I don't believe. So,
hey Matt, before I was left to come here, Tennessee doesn't want him back.
That's what I was saying. The student body don't even want him back because he's not even that good.
So
what's crazy is you getting 2.5. You're not a professional yet, but you want to hold out for another 1.5. This is crazy to me.
Wow.
But I guess uncharted waters. We'll see how they handle this kind of like holdout like situation and whatnot. But it's going to be a problem going forward in college.
Maybe he'll settle.
He's not a bad quarterback. It's not like the guy's a bum because he's not. He's
no,
athletic and he's got a strong arm. The only thing is that they was in the SEC and they had a good season. They just wasn't Alabama or Georgia or Texas.
Well,
but
the student body disagrees. The student body said he can go. Well, you're getting 2.5, so you want to hold out for 1.5? What if they say no? You're not getting that. Now what?
Carson Beck went from Georgia to wherever he went to, and he got $4 million. And he thinks he's just as good as Carson Beck. So
yeah,
these guys. The problem is that these guys, they're not binded to the contract. It's nil. It's not a contract. It's nil. Name, image, and likeness. So they don't have to say, okay, I'm gonna play for 4 years for you. They could do just what they doing. Wait a year, go to the next school, get more money. Wait a year, go to another school, get more money. So that now they all the pendulum done swung from where the coaches and the schools had all the power to where the players got all the power now.
The players got so it opens up a whole big can of worms as far as I'm concerned, and we'll see what happens. So
I think they're gonna try to get them to have at least a 2
they're
year
gonna
minimum.
have or like the coach from Auburn was saying, have them do a buyout like the coaches do, where if you do leave, you got to pay money back. You just can't just walk away and take all the money.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You got to. There's got to be a penalty for leaving.
Or if nobody don't offer him anything, maybe he'll settle for something less.
That ain't gonna happen.
He already upset the student body. Like they're probably not gonna hand him the ball anymore.
He upset that student body, but then he goes somewhere else and help them when that student body's gonna love him. So these guys know what they're doing.
But maybe he'll settle for less if nobody says, okay, we'll take you. Or they might count it and say, well, you could get 2.8 million.
The kid got pro potential. Somebody's gonna take him. He's not a bad quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback. But I don't think he wants that $4 million. But somebody's gonna give it to him. Because that's the name of the
Yeah,
game. He's a good quarterback. The kid's not a bum.
If you got a decent quarterback, that's
I
a
was gonna
start.
say, and teams need
Right.
Always need quarterbacks.
Shout out to John
Always.
Bradley watching, but right
Because now Tennessee is stuck with 2 freshmen.
what somebody else won't do, somebody will.
Exactly.
Right.
Right about that.
Yeah, well, he
Right.
started it. So, all right, fellas, let me let y'all get the lines that done up ready for the calls, man. Y'all stay up there in New York, man. We keep listening down here in Georgia.
All right,
All
shout
right,
out
man.
to you,
Thank you, Matt.
Georgians. All right.
All right, shout out to my man Greg G out there. I see you, Greg. Keep rising up, fam. I see you.
All right, my brother. Be
Keeping
safe.
an eye
All
on the relic. All right, peace.
All right, one.
All right, so let's go back.
I want to ask a question.
Uh-oh.
You got a question?
How many players?
Wait a
y'all-
second. Raise your hand. All right, go ahead.
Oh, no. How many players y'all think is Tibbs gonna play in the playoffs?
Oh, the rotation's gonna get shorter.
Right, but what you think? 7,
8.
8? Okay,
8.
All right. And who's them 3 players?
Coming off the bench.
Yeah,
To be honest,
I think it.
Sham is gonna play.
okay.
Mitchell
McBride.
Robinson's
He
gonna
can
come
shoot
up.
3.
Mitchell Robinson, he might be 9.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Payne is going to play.
Because Mitchell Robinson's
Listen,
gonna play.
I'm curious to watch this.
Mitchell Robinson's gonna play.
Right, he got to use Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson.
This might be the most he
McBride.
plays.
McBride. Sham is gonna play.
And Payne.
And
So
maybe
you're looking at 9.
Yeah.
maybe Precious or Achua's gonna get some of those.
Okay.
I mean, not Precious
Do you-
Achua or PJ.
Do you think?
I think PJ gonna play.
Do you
So
think
he
it's
may
go-
go 10.
Do you think it's going
What
to
about
shrink?
Payne? Payne gonna be the man
I
out.
forgot about
Do you
that.
think it's going to shrink as he gets further into the rounds, into the playoffs? Or
I do. And depending if somebody
I'm
getting
gonna
foul
pay
trouble,
attention because, like you said, he usually keeps it short.
he keep well.
But I'm gonna pay attention this year and see what he does this year.
We
'Cause
got-
I think you do got enough players to play.
He
9.
got more guys now. Than
Yeah, a lot of guys
he's
because
been
we're coming
having.
into there
Right,
healthy
right.
rather than the previous year and the year before that. We're coming
Right.
into playoffs healthy.
Okay.
Well, last year they just fell apart.
Right.
Philadelphia. John Green. Go ahead.
There you
Go
go.
ahead, John.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
What's up, John?
Green.
What's up, John?
Hey, nothing much. Listen, just getting ready for the WNBA draft tonight. I want to see where Paige Beckers goes.
Oh, she should be number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite sure she probably will be.
Yeah.
But to answer Mongo's question, the thing is, he may go not deep in the playoffs because he has to.
Mhm.
Because the thing is that with people like Shamit Payne and like Serge says, he has to play Mitchell Robinson.
Yes.
It's a requirement.
Right.
It's a requirement.
So who else do you think is definitely going to play off
Anthony
the bench?
Green said Nixon 5.
Oh,
Well, I said the Knicks in 6 in the first round.
That's John Green saying, but Anthony Green said Nixon 5. Like
No, I always give the losing team 2 games. I always do.
Okay.
But the thing is, but coming out of the East total, I still think it'll be Boston because other than Jaylen Brown being hurt, there is one other X factor on that team,
Who?
and that's Porzingis.
Porzingis.
Because
always the
he's
X factor.
7'3" and can hit threes.
Yeah.
True.
And he's hitting them too. He's not like
Oh, he always could shoot.
Yeah, he's hitting.
He always,
Always can
Let's
shoot.
get
He
out
shot
the
with the
first
Knicks.
round.
I mean,
he is a matchup problem. He is a matchup problem.
stretches the floor. Correct.
yeah,
He is a matchup problem.
absolutely.
Now, my
And the
question,
thing is,
Go ahead.
yeah.
my question to you, now, if Green is hurt, Brown is hurt, doesn't that
Thunder
change?
fellas.
Yeah, I know, right? You know,
It ignites. But the thing is, but the thing is that I'm not so. I still think Boston still has enough to come out of the East.
Okay.
Because the thing is, because I have a strange feeling that they're going to put him on a minutes restriction.
They probably will.
It-
He
So
got
the
some
thing is,
time.
so
got
his
some
time
left
will
to
most
heal
likely
up.
be limited.
Probably 'cause
So
they
you
got
see
the
people
first
like
round.
like Hauser and
Depends on
stuff,
who they play.
and those guys can bomb.
I think I don't know where Orlando might be if they got to play them, but they would need him to come
Yeah.
because Orlando's a physical team.
Yeah.
Even though they miss the
yeah.
Suggs.
And if the other Wagner brother was healthy,
Right.
if he wasn't out for the year, they would be even worse.
Right.
Yeah, but the better one is back.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
he's the big one.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
a bigger guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, but now out of the West,
I don't think they're ready.
for some strange reason, I think the Lakers will come out of the West for one reason.
What's that?
The fix is in.
Luka Doncic stunk out the joint last year in the finals.
He what?
And I think he wasn't ever. Luka Doncic didn't show up last year in the finals.
Well, why do you think he didn't show up last year?
Jaylen Brown.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You saw
But
the game.
But when the lights shone brightest, he wasn't there.
Jaylen Brown.
You don't think Boston had anything to do with that?
Well, the thing is that it could be, but the thing is, with a different cast of characters, it might be a slightly different story.
True. Now, I mean, instead of Kyrie, you got LeBron on one side, and you got Austin Reeves. So now, that helps because it opens up the floor because you do got to worry about those guys. So
absolutely,
it does help. It does help.
Now, the thing but I do have a two dark horse teams that can come out of the West if they get high. The Clippers and the Warriors. And the Warriors, I'm saying this because they have played so well since they got Jimmy Butler.
The
And the thing is and Curry and Draymond still have a little bit left in the tank.
Well,
so the thing is
I would agree with you about the Clippers.
Those three, they might.
But Weston got to be. He got to be healthy.
The thing with the Warriors that kind of burst my bubble with them is the fact that they messed around and lost that game at home to the Clippers yesterday. That was a
big, they did lose that game in overtime. They did.
Right
You're right.
The game, Steph Curry said big teams win big games when they need to, and they didn't. They fell flat.
Because the thing is that he blew Game 7 when they lost to Cleveland back in the finals because he was acting like it was a foregone conclusion and turned the ball over, and then all of a sudden they came back. Cleveland came back and won Game 7.
He does turn the ball over sometimes.
But they too small. Golden State's too small.
And
I can see the Clippers though, because the Clippers
ain't going
18-3 in their last 21 games.
Harden does not play.
Back. If Kawhi Leonard is healthy and plays the way he's been playing, they can make noise.
Yeah.
James Harden, I don't know what James Harden you looking at, Greg. He's been
during the regular season. He plays in the playoffs.
He has
not played well at all.
He has a tendency to do that, but I think Kawhi Leonard could raise his game if he's healthy and he's playing the way he's been playing. And Norman Powell,
he's back.
These guys, they're not a bad team, and Zubac is playing much better.
I like Zubac.
Zubac is playing much better.
I always like this.
So I mean, I like the Clippers' chances much more than the Warriors.
But I have a confession to Serge and Mongo, real quick.
The Nets.
Back in 2017, I was drafting a letter to James Dolan to request an interview for Phil Jackson's job.
How did that work for you?
Oh wow!
So what happened with the letter?
He was drafting.
What happened? What happened was that he brought Phil Jackson out, and I figured I had a couple of years to do my research, and I said no, I don't have enough time to do this. And so the thing is, because I was going to go back and do my research and said, listen, y'all wasted all these draft picks for these has-beens and never words. And the thing, I would show who these draft picks came out to be, because the thing, because is that Mongo laughing?
No. I'm smiling. I'm listening.
What happened was somebody said you ran out of stamps. That's why
the letter never got there. Well, Mongo, I'm gonna say I didn't want to make the same mistake y'all made with the Nets when y'all gave away Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to the Celtics.
Right.
I agree.
I
wouldn't have done that either.
But you see, and the Nets have done that twice in the last decade and a half. They gave away the store, didn't get anything in return. It took them further in the day to get themselves together.
Right. Well, I don't hold nothing against the KD situation because of the environment at the time. But when I found out Danny Ainge just asked for another pick and he gave it to him, that's like what's going on here?
Well, you see, the thing is that Danny Ainge comes from the Red Auerbach school. Squeeze everybody you can get for whatever you can get.
Right. And see what they say. And that's what he did.
And you see, and that's why the Knicks didn't get Donovan Mitchell. And Red Auerbach told Danny Ainge particularly do it to the Knicks because we hate the Knicks.
That's how you're supposed to do. It's your division.
That's right. The thing is, if you can screw the Knicks or the Lakers, do it.
I don't want to trade in my division, but I do want Giannis.
That's how Danny Ainge feels.
Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, you right, John. You right, John.
So the thing is, but anyway, guys, listen. We got 2 months of basketball that we'll be looking at, and it's going to be real interesting.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
So the thing is that I'm going to be home just about every weekend watching. So listen, listen. Y'all keep on doing what y'all doing, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you, John.
Take it easy, John.
Appreciate it, John.
Take care now.
All right, you too.
Take care.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna go week by week, round by round. So this is the
Kurt
first
wanted to say
round.
something. He keeps looking over.
You can send your resume certified mail, man.
Yo, but that's
I
crazy.
do like
that
transit and
he
shit in
said,
FedEx.
he
Like how I
said
got
he
my
wanted
job.
to-
That's what I know.
Ain't that crazy?
It is
Wow.
crazy.
Yo, look, sometimes you just fed up. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You fed up. You guys are fed up.
All right, so
You
let's
could have
look-
gave 5 picks.
let's
for
look
Bridges.
at the Denver situation right quick.
Would I have given it 5
You
picks?
wouldn't have.
No, I wouldn't have.
I know.
Again,
I wouldn't have.
with the GM that got fired along with the coach.
Hmm.
And then, I mean, usually
Well, they
it's the
didn't get
coaches,
along.
right?
Them two
Well,
didn't get along.
the GM was trying to tell him how to coach.
Right. Play the young
Play the
boys.
younger
right,
guys.
Right. Play the younger guys. And, show what we got. And you figure, yo, I've been doing this,
I'm trying to win
10
games.
years,
Yeah, I'm
right.
trying to win games.
Let me do
You
what I
know
do.
the problem, like Sir said it earlier, it's too much recycling of the coaches.
Well, it's like a fraternity.
Well, did Mike?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, didn't Mike Malone win?
NFL.
No, I understand there's going to be
Okay.
guys. There's going to be new guys, but
Right.
for the most part, you see, for 40 years, you've been seeing the same guys.
Well, wait
Getting
a second.
recycled.
Well, no, wait a second. So Denver didn't recycle.
I said
They
it's going to
they
be
bought
some
somebody-
new guys. I
Memphis
said that.
didn't- Memphis
It's going to
didn't
it's
recycle.
going to be some new guys, but
So,
for the
I
most
mean,
part,
it's-
Tim's supposed to
Yeah,
still
but
be
these
here.
guys,
then
these guys
Tony's
are,
supposed-
they intern for the rest of the season. That don't make them the coach next year.
True that.
Well, depending on
You're gonna see changes. There's gonna be guys that's gonna get jobs.
definitely.
But the thing is, they lately, from what I see, they leaning more towards picking up guys that are assistant coaches, younger assistant coaches like Jordy
Yeah.
Fernandez and guys like that are getting more of a chance. And the older guys are starting to get phased out a little bit.
Right.
They're not getting those jobs.
Finally.
Right. It's that time for them to start getting
Right,
phased
it's that
out.
time. Right. It's that
So-
time. We start seeing some new
I mean, because
faces.
back in the day, coaches used to coach teams for 10, 12,
Forever.
15
Doc,
years.
Doc Rivers might be on the fade out.
Yeah, he's on the fade
Because
out.
I think think about all the teams he did coach. Orlando, Boston.
I mean, he'll probably be back next year with
Milwaukee.
with
Look at 4 teams
Milwaukee.
in the East
Yes.
alone. And then he was in the West with the Clippers. So he's in 5 teams.
Yeah, but his time is coming. He's getting old too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Bless you.
Eventually, it becomes a young man's game, even in coaching.
Right.
So these guys, they had their turns, and you're not gonna just like Larry Brown and UB Brown and all them guys that
Yeah.
used to get recycled all the time. You don't hear their names no more.
No,
Right.
They
They,
right.
it's their time has passed.
Right.
Well, Hubie was in
Hubie
Brooklyn.
Brown?
But still, Malone is gonna get a job. He's
Oh,
gonna get a job.
definitely
We
will.
know that because he won a
Definitely.
championship.
The
Unless
problem,
he just want to not coach and sit
Right,
for a
unless
couple,
he
sit for a
wanted,
couple
right,
years.
not coach.
Right.
right.
Look
But
at
if he wants
what's
to coach,
his
he's
name?
gonna get a job.
Look at what's the guy that was at Phoenix and then he went to Detroit?
Williams.
Monty Williams. I mean, he's pretty much set for a couple of years. and shit.
Hey, but how is shit?
He coaching his sons and shit. He's coaching his
But
sons.
he might not get another chance.
Yeah, he might not.
There's always a chance that he don't get no more jobs. So
Right.
but he's set because
He's
he got
set.
that money. But
Right.
Right.
that don't mean
They paid
he's
him
happy.
a lot of money.
because these guys want to be coaches.
I
They've
magnificent.
When you coach
if
at
you
that
are
level,
listening
you want to be
and
a
you out
coach.
there, you
Mhm.
should call in.
They got the They got the money to buy them out. That's what's going on.
See,
now.
that's the whole thing.
Buy 'em
These
out.
guys got so much money that it don't matter to them.
Yeah,
They
it
paid
don't.
3 or 4 coaches and it don't
Yeah.
phase them.
Nope.
I'm curious to see what Phoenix does as far as who they hire, what they're gonna do with Durant. You know, this and Beal has a no trade clause, so that's a whole
That
other
was
subject.
that was
the
a
thing.
dumb
They try-
move.
they
to
trying
bring
to-
Beal
Well, he
to-
got that from Washington.
It came
That
with
was a
him.
dumb move.
Yeah.
Like, no, it was a dumb move for them to bring him in.
Oh, bring him in.
They should have
John
left.
Green said
Chris
Denver
Paul
and
where he was
Memphis
at.
will get new coaches. Question
Yeah.
is, will Doug Christie get the full-time job in Sacramento? Could Sacramento get out of the play-in?
No,
It may be.
no, because they don't play no defense.
They playing Dallas. They could beat Dallas.
Oh, in the what they
In
play?
the
It's like
play-in.
8 and 9. I mean,
Yes,
9,
9
10,
and 10.
9 and 10.
Now the thing is,
Well, that-
can they beat the team that loses a 7-8 game?
Right.
That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
It's the Grizzlies and Golden State.
Yeah,
So Golden State has 2 chances at home to
right,
get
right.
I'm not pushing my money against them. I think they could get.
I think Memphis is
I
another
think they
team
can
that
too, but the
that
fact
blew
that they
their
got to play all them
opportunity.
games, not get no rest,
Right.
is what's gonna kill them.
It's just one game.
Might
You
be
talking
2.
about
No,
back-to-back.
they gotta
You talking
play
If
about
they
the-
lose,
right,
if
you
they
talking
lose
about
to the
Which one, the
Grizzlies,
7-8?
Right.
if
That's
they
what
lose
I'm
to the
talking
Grizzlies,
loser
then they got to
plays
play on
another game.
Thursday, and then you got to play on Saturday.
Right.
So you get no rest. You
Yeah.
get one day.
Yeah.
That's
But,
the
you know,
crazy
they-
part.
You
They-
just go
they
out and
experienced-
win. You could
Right.
till Saturday.
Curry
Right.
and
But it would have been nice to
Butler,
get the whole week.
right.
yeah, you'd
Not
be
even
nice.
have to play that one game.
Yeah.
But they didn't show up yesterday when they were supposed to.
Right. So
I think
they Warriors.
I think Memphis
their name.
blew their
Yeah.
chance as far as a young team being able to go further. You know, with the situation with Ja that he keeps getting himself into, and other key guys have gotten hurt. You know,
I'm beyond. If I'm Memphis, I get rid of him
I would too. I would entertain
because his
it.
mentality,
To New York.
I would entertain it.
his mentality
Brooklyn?
is so bad
Yeah.
that because they banned him from shooting, so then he started throwing grenades. Really? What
That's
is the
Isn't
mentality?
he shooting bombs? Isn't he shooting bombs?
They said he was throwing grenades,
I know. I'm just saying.
but I'm just saying
That's the way
it's
they
just-
want to see it. Yeah,
Come on now,
Well, he's admitting what he's doing.
he's stupid.
he's stupid.
So
He's
yeah.
stupid.
Come on now, all the trouble you've been in already, and
Right.
you're still doing the things with the guns, and
Right.
then
Right.
they get you in trouble for that, and then you go
and,
throw
and-
grenades.
And that's because of the money. Like he's good,
He is good,
right?
but is
now
he
you
worth
do
the
like-
headache?
Let me ask you a question, though.
And you're
I
not winning
don't
with
think-
him.
I wouldn't take him. If
No.
that's where you go.
You're not
Do you
winning
think
with
he's
him.
gotten better
Right.
as a
Huh?
player? You think
No.
he's gotten better? I don't think he's gotten
I
better as
think
a
he's
player.
basically he came in. I think his comparison at the time was what Russell Westbrook,
Well, he's still athletic.
right? So that was his right. So
Right.
he has never separated from that Russell Westbrook, other than
He was comparison to Westbrook.
As an
Yeah.
athletic point
you know,
guard.
running fast, you know,
Explosive.
always
Right,
100.
explosive.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but Russell Westbrook don't do all of this out of, you know what I'm saying, out
Right.
of ordinary nonsense.
He don't do all that all the outside
Right, all
stuff.
that
Right.
But Russell Westbrook is a turnover machine. Let's put
Right,
it like
right.
that.
But he
you know?
comes
Well,
to play.
Right.
When you got a ball in your
Listen,
hand, you
I
turn
would
it
have took
over.
a
Right.
young Westbrook over a young Ja.
Yeah,
any day
I
of the
agree
week.
with you with that one.
Right.
Because
did.
of how he played, how hard he played,
Right.
and how he went at it 100%.
Right.
And he wasn't a knucklehead.
Right. He wasn't a knucklehead.
Right.
This guy's a knucklehead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
You're not winning
Right.
with him.
And he
so
don't
you might
seem
as well get
he
rid
don't
of
seem
him.
to want to get it.
Right.
either,
That's
man.
the
They
discipline.
better
and the
off
stuff
trying
he
to
was
build
talking about.
around Jackson
And Bane.
and Baines and Zach Edey and just trading whatever they
And
could
draft
get
somebody.
from John
Right,
Morant.
Right. Or trade. Right.
Because John Morant got enough
Yeah.
talent, somebody will take a chance
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I'm kind of
There's always a sucker in
Right.
a new
'Cause I think-
uniform out there
I don't want.
that'll
Look.
take him.
I
Look,
don't want.
yo, they're shooting shots at y'all
That's
over there.
okay, man. I'm used to him
talking to
throwing
me.
shots, man.
Y'all talking to him,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
I know.
he's talking to me.
What, I said
he
a little
ear
loud?
hustling.
Did I say?
Yeah, I
a little
think
loud?
yeah, he's
Oh,
ear
is that what it
hustling.
was? I'm
Y'all
sorry.
want-
I don't think
I'm
Y'all
sorry,
want the
lad.
stars.
I'm sorry.
Y'all want the stars.
Dave,
That's
Because ain't
why
nobody
they
gonna
going-
really
we don't
y'all
want-
ain't
you know
relevant,
what?
y'all ain't relevant
I'm
without
gonna
the
tell you
stars.
this. I'm gonna tell you this. I'd rather have Zion than Ja. As bad as Zion is, I don't want
Anybody
Ja.
can see.
I don't want Ja.
I don't know about that one now.
I don't want Ja.
Oh, so you want a part-time player?
Could really
I'd
hit
rather have
you.
part-time player than a full-time knucklehead.
Somebody's getting suspended.
I want a full-time
He
knucklehead.
gets suspended to become a part-time player.
Mongo
Jesus
SC
Christ.
trying to get a resume. The paper's wet. He can't even.
John is John. Listen,
Look,
John Green
guaranteed-
has showed me the way. He knows somebody.
Guaranteed before the play-in game on tomorrow, John Morant's gonna be in the news for doing something stupid.
So let me get this on record. You rather have Zion Williamson.
Right. A
Then John
part-time
Morant.
player than a full-time knucklehead.
That's
what
a
I told
part-time
you.
player.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
He's
a,
a
that's-
he's still a part-time player.
right. He gets injured a lot too,
I don't
and he gets
think
suspended.
I don't think neither one of them coming to New York. I don't care. Josh,
These are hypothetical.
Zion,
Yeah, I know it's
right.
hypothetical,
Zion,
but you would make that deal.
Now with Zion, and now with neither.
Zion
I
trying
don't want
to get
neither.
some-
You don't
but
want
I
neither?
understand
I don't
what
want-
Zion say. I mean, what Serge is saying. I
Zion.
understand what Serge is saying, but I don't want neither.
Oh, you don't ride and die with Serge?
We need to.
No, he'll ride
we
down
need to
He
change
ain't
the
got out
subject,
because
being that
because
Serge-
he believes Scam and Shammers really plays.
Oh my God.
being that these guys.
That's a problem.
basketball
They
is
need
up
help.
in KD.
That's they need help. I'm glad you said
Yeah,
that.
they need Giannis.
They need help, right?
Giannis.
No, they need help.
No.
Say that. Say what you just said the first time.
Basketball
That's
help.
not what you said the
Right,
first
they
time.
need help.
Good. I'm glad.
Basketball
I'm glad
help.
you. I'm glad you admit
They
it.
need
Joe.
help on the team.
Let's touch some baseball and we'll come back to basketball for a
Yes.
Yeah, we've been on basketball.
That's
All right,
for a
well,
while.
It's
it-
all
it-
right.
it
It's
is-
that
it is-
Yeah, it's that time.
second. It is.
Baseball got a long way to go.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
well,
They're only in week 2.
Let's
Week
talk,
3.
about your pitching poor Yankees.
No, let's not.
might be a long
Wait,
season.
Dana, where you
I'm
at?
gonna say this.
Dana, where you at?
Now,
There's gonna be a long
remember
season.
when I said this a few weeks ago? I said this a few weeks ago. It's just like I feel about the Knicks. They peaked last year.
Who peaked last year?
The Yankees. They peaked the last year. I don't know what's gonna happen this year. I really don't.
Yo, two of your best pitchers are hurt.
So and then
Yeah, and we lost who we lost.
so
That plays for the Mets right now.
so what about
That's a mean
So,
something.
hold
Somebody
up.
showed
I
me.
didn't say that. It
Hold
didn't
up,
mean
Mambo.
nothing.
So Coach Curtis happy about that.
Of course.
But what about our batting lineup? Why you don't have? How do you have somebody 39 years old batting leader or not a table setter?
Right.
Not somebody to get on the base and make
Right.
it happen.
Right, which is what the number one
Well,
batter is supposed
According
to
to
do.
the analytics,
Right.
he gets on base.
Right, he does get on base.
According to the analytics, he gets on
And how
base.
many
Today.
rings? How many rings did we get out of that from
Wait.
last year?
We ain't been there that long.
But wait,
Yeah, he just got here.
but if he gets on first, he ain't stealing. He ain't stealing
He's not-
second. So what is
Right.
what's
Well,
the
that's
purpose?
why because
the
you got
Yankees-
judging them back.
The Yankees
behind.
don't have nobody
39.
that steal bases anyway.
You got Jazz.
And he don't get on base.
We
So
peaked-
what good is that?
Bottom lines, we peaked
He hit a
last
home
year.
run yesterday, first
the
hit in
bottom
22
24.
at bats or whatever it was.
We
Come
he
on
peaked
now,
like-
the guy's
we
not
peaked
hitting.
last year. So I
It's
felt
not-
that.
it's
I
not
felt
what
that.
bothers
gut.
me-
It's not a matter of peaking though, but also you got to look at the players that replace.
Yeah.
See, that's
also-
what's bothering me is not
they
so
got
much
him-
Goldschmidt because Goldschmidt's been playing well. It's Bellinger that's got to
Bellinger,
pick it up.
And
Right.
then the other guy, Dominguez.
Yeah, he's
Right.
not.
So-
they got, but you know, they don't really give him a chance.
But I mean,
Shout out
okay.
to Elise
If
Wilson,
you
my
look at
cousin watching.
Juan Soto,
Right.
he ain't lighting it up for the
No,
Mets
he's
right
not, he
now.
hasn't hit his groove
If
yet.
it wasn't for Pete Alonso, they'd be in trouble.
So
Because they're another team that don't have a lot of guys
So-
hitting right
so in
now.
other
No,
words-
right. Well, he hasn't hit his groove yet.
So in
No,
other
he
words-
And
hasn't.
keep in mind, this is
But
with-
when he was with the Yankees, he started hitting his groove from day one.
He did.
It
So
was a
keep
big
in mind,
difference.
this is with the torpedo bats now.
So
keep
in
in mind,
other
where
words,
we supposed to be putting up
are
14
y'all
a
open
game.
to negotiation?
Y'all ain't
for
the only
trade
ones
to be
using those
rescinded?
bats.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
We the
still-
Yankees.
That torpedo
saying.
bat thing got overrated because
Yeah,
we
right.
pitched, we
'Cause that
beat up
first
on
game,
Milwaukee.
They done got
Milwaukee
right.
stinks.
And that
Right.
first game,
Everybody
what's
now
his name?
getting
Right,
adjusted.
everybody hit them
Everybody
home
adjusted
runs
now,
and
right?
shit,
So
And now it's still putting the ball on the bat. I don't care
Yeah.
where the fat of the bat is.
Yeah.
If you don't hit the ball, it doesn't make a difference.
So are y'all interested in rescinding the signing?
What
they
signing?
sending to what side?
you talking about Soto?
Calm down, coach. Yeah. See, you excited. Yeah, we'll take Soto back. Are y'all interested in that?
I mean,
Okay.
You
he didn't
wouldn't
want to
want
be.
him back?
He didn't want to be with us.
I wanted.
He had a million reasons why he didn't want to be a Yankee. He was
And
with
they
the Yankees
paid-
for
and the
one
Mets paid
season.
him that.
Yeah, they
Look.
paid him, and they gave him the security thing, and they gave him the big
Right.
suite, and they
Right.
gave him everything.
gave him
he
that
wanted.
pie in the
person
sky.
that
Right,
always
they gave him
wanna run-
everything.
Right.
I'm a person that always want to run it back with minimal changes. You know what I'm saying? So once certain changes is made, you look at the team from last year, look at the team this year, you're not as confident.
Let me ask you a question. If
You know what I'm
you-
saying?
Wait a minute. If you had
It's the
Cole,
same with
right.
the Knicks.
if you had Cole and Gill, you don't
Right.
think you'll be better?
Yes, we would have been.
I'm
Much
asking
better.
this guy right here.
Don't talk to him.
I guess so.
Don't talk to him. Come on.
I guess so, but we
Stop.
lost guys, man.
You're on internship again.
You'll be
No,
better
I'm
with
just
those
saying.
2 pitches, man.
We
Come
be
on.
much better with
Everything
those
is always
two
about
pitches.
But
pitching.
just a second.
Everything's about pitching.
Yes.
Right, going into the playoffs.
That
we
hurt
get
us big
pitching.
time. We lost
Exactly.
3/5 of our starters.
Yeah.
And you just lost
Schmidt.
Stroman.
Well, we might as well be lost.
Yeah, but Strowman,
We might as well be lost. He was lost before the.
But what about
Like Dana
the
said, I
team?
don't understand why we kept him after we didn't have him in the
Because
playoffs.
they didn't have nobody else.
Because they
Nobody
lost Cole.
wanted him.
Because they lost Cole.
We
And-
could,
and-
yeah, but we
was
could
trying to
even
move.
before we lost Cole, we could have got rid of him for a bag of balls and some baseball bats. I didn't care who they got back. The guy's a bum. I don't like him.
Oh.
We didn't like him we didn't sign him in the playoffs. They didn't play him for a reason. Why would you even bring that back with you? So what? He would have been the 5th starter. Well, look what he's doing. He ain't get past the 4th inning.
And
Not
now
one of
he's
his starts. And the last game, he went 2/3 of it and gave up 5 runs. And now he say he's hurt. Now he's hurt.
He says
No,
yeah.
no. I think they decided he was hurt.
Well, that could be
They
it too.
decide.
Either way,
You could do
either
that.
way, he's not gonna pitch.
Yeah. They can sit him down for a couple of that till they actually
They
say
said
that. Yeah,
that they
it's
said
neat.
that something was wrong.
Greg, you a Yankee fan?
I am.
Oh my god.
They can say whatever they
Surrounded
want.
by
They
Yankee
realize
fans,
he's
but
stunk.
The top teams are the Padres,
Right.
the Giants, and the Dodgers in the West.
Giants. ain't
Giants,
no-
the Giants got. I mean, the Dodgers
Giants
got
is
smoked.
starting off
The-
well.
they
but
got
got
smoked the other
Right,
day
they was
by
10-0.
16-0.
Now they went 8-6 the last.
Yeah, they just lost 16 zip
Yeah.
the other day.
Yeah, they got.
Yeah, Giants ain't going nowhere.
The one thing
But
we
they
got,
beat the Yankees 2 out of 3. So I mean,
the one thing we
what does
got,
that spell for
That
us?
was insane. What, there was home or what?
Giants got good
Yankees
pitching.
did?
The
The one
Giants
thing
got
we got
good
going
pitching.
for
So
us-
Yeah, they got good young
that'll-
pitching.
And like Mungo made the point is always go back to pitching.
right.
If you got pitching, you got a chance to win a baseball game.
True that.
The one thing we got going for us is everybody else is not. Nobody's pulling away.
No, not in our division.
No.
Right. That's the one thing.
Not
we
in
got
the
going
entire
for us.
American League.
We
East.
got a chance to
the
right
whole
the
American,
ship.
the whole American League is
Right.
8-7.
Right. But
9-6.
The problem
There's
is,
nobody.
The
doing
Twilight
that.
Zone. The Mets is 10-5.
Judge got a lead.
Twilight
And
Zone.
You got to have the supporting backs rally around it. Like, like when we
Oh,
did
yeah,
the-
definitely.
Well,
That's
do you
another
feel
thing.
that he should bat second? I don't think he
Who,
should bat.
Judge?
Yeah.
Well,
They've been
See,
doing that the last 2-3 years.
We
that's
too
trying to
reliant.
get the maximum at bats
Out of him, yeah.
right. But I always question how
Analytics.
runners
That's
line
analytics.
ups, right.
That's analytics.
and it hasn't won for us yet.
Well, you got to the World Series.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
gets us to the playoffs.
and the problem is just like they were saying about James Harden, come playoff time, Aaron Judge
disappears.
disappears.
It
He
disappears
becomes
too.
A-Rod.
As great as he is during the season, he disappears.
Yes.
A-Rod got a
He
ring.
A-Rod got one.
One run.
But A-Rod didn't
One-
disappear.
one-
Still.
One.
A-Rod didn't disappear
Playoff.
that series.
Right,
Right,
he
that
didn't, and he
series,
didn't
one
always
series.
disappear either because when we was beating up on Boston and they came back and swept us, A-Rod was one of the few guys that played well in that
3-0.
series.
We up
It was
3-0.
3-0, but A-Rod was the one who had us up 3-0.
Well, it wasn't the same team. You know what I mean?
True.
And
And Big Poppy's on that
if you
steroid
was the
list.
GM,
Yeah, he's on that
then-
list.
and
He's
if
on
you-
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you was the GM, then would you have got rid of Torrey or would you? have
No,
bringing it
no,
back?
no. But I'll tell you this: Torrey probably wouldn't have got the job.
Torrey had to go after your
Torrey
loss. After
was
your loss to
terrible before the
Boston,
Yankees.
he had to go.
He was terrible before the Yankees. I don't think I would have hired him.
But he did get hired.
No, he got hired.
And they had a great team.
Buck Showalter's team.
Shout out to Anthony Irvin.
It was
watch.
Buck Showalter's team, but
Right.
Joe Torre took him over.
Right.
Right. So now,
Just
Buck
like
would've still
Steve
been
Kerr
there.
took
but when he
Buck
lost to
over.
Boston and you up 3-0,
No,
you were supposed to lose that
you're
series.
right.
But you did.
Yeah. His track record was much better then. So
Go
what
ahead,
was we do?
caller.
Caller, you better recognize who's calling.
Oh.
There you go. There
Oh,
you go.
snap.
The muscle.
You better
The muscle.
What
recognize
took you
who's
so
calling.
long to call?
Muscle
Put,
head?
put both
I said
arms.
the muscle.
Todd, put both arms up.
Could
You
you,
know what I'm saying?
See, he
What's
trying
going
to get you
on,
to ring,
I'm
Dave.
sorry, Todd. Could
Oh,
you give
wow.
Mongo the look? He's been
Yeah.
acting up ever since you've been missing.
Yeah, Mungo, yo, they got us.
Yo, Todd.
Come from behind the red car. That's what you said.
Todd, I'm surrounded here by Yankee fans. Help me, man.
I know. I see that. I see that. I see.
Todd ain't gonna talk baseball.
Why
No.
not?
All I'm
There's
gonna
too much
do is
season
say,
left.
respect.
put respect on my Mets name. Just put respect on their name right now.
Exactly.
Mets up. They 10-5.
The Mets up.
Oh my goodness.
What is this? What is this? Detroit is 7. Was that a joke?
No, he said in 5. He said
No, I truly believe the Knicks have problems with Detroit, man. I don't know if they can in a series. That may be very interesting, and because they can't stop the point guard, the guard. They can't stop that.
Oh, he's tough. What is he about 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he get them problems, man.
He can get to wherever he want on the court, man.
I love that.
Yeah,
And he
Yeah.
got quickness.
Right.
He's a perfect package.
Yeah.
He's tough.
Yeah.
He's tough.
and that just may be, you know, how you run into a team at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Detroit, I feel, is to the Knicks, man. I'd rather them play somebody else than play Detroit. I really would. I really would. It's going to be a very good series, I believe.
Yes,
very good.
I believe it'll be a good series. But I'm acting as a fan, and I'm hoping that the Knicks win.
No, I get it. I would hate for them to lose the first. If they lose the first round, I believe Tibbs is definitely out. Definitely out.
I just
If they
don't.
lose that first
I
round.
don't because it's the nature of the business, and he has a winning chemistry.
Yeah, but how
It's
come
recent
all these other
history,
coaches are getting
That's
listed?
the
You got
regular
guys
season,
out
though.
there. You better take a look at those guys they got out there. You could get a good coach while you can.
I'm gonna
You
say
know.
that if he loses in the first round and them coaches are still available, what you gonna do?
Okay, I'm gonna change my pick.
You
Go
gonna-
Detroit.
You gonna pick Mike Budenhauser up.
Oh no.
But he could get fired, right?
No.
Real.
I wanted
They want him
Budenholzer
out.
fired from Milwaukee when they won the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
I just like
coach
that
was
kid.
saying
I
the
mean, I
same.
like that. I mean, they say you get the same coach with the guy Malone. He's the same type of coach as Tibbs. He only played
Veteran guy.
you know, the veteran guys and whatever. But I just believe he's a better coach than Tibbs. I just think he's a better coach, and he's won. So
Yeah.
I don't know. With this group that the Knicks got now, they have a group. If you're gonna win, you got to win with this group. So you got to get a coach that could bring them over the top. You know what I mean?
So,
'Cause if they don't
again-
win with this group, who they gonna win with?
So
That's,
again,
you know,
that
when you look at
was
it.
that's see, and being that the GM got a good relationship and the GM made the deals with 3 new starters in the lineup, isn't it sort of on the GM?
Asking about the Lakers.
I agree. It's on the
So
GM
that's
too.
why I don't think Tibbs will be out. I think he would stay.
What you feel about your Lakers?
I told you before, I'm not delusional. I keep telling you, I'm not delusional. They're not winning. I'm not delusional. They're not winning.
John Green said they have a chance.
I believe they got a chance.
Yeah, everybody got a chance. You know, before the game starts, everybody got a chance.
True that.
But I'm not delusional. They don't play defense. They don't got a good in the playoffs. You gotta win. You're gonna win with defense. And they ain't, that team that they got ain't stopping nobody when they get to the crucial. They ain't stopping nobody. You know, if they win, I would be surprised.
Well,
if
think
they
about
win.
this. LeBron doesn't dominate the ball as much anymore.
No,
Not now.
that's
Right,
Luka's job.
And that's really a change to him, which is something that he never did. So
True.
I mean,
Well, I guess he trusts Luka.
maybe they
I
told
mean,
him,
that's,
yo,
you have
out.
to. If you don't give Luka the ball, what else you gonna do with it?
Right.
For you to bring Luka on that team, you got to give him the ball.
Right.
Because if you don't give him the ball, what is he gonna? He'll be a waste to you. You got to give him the ball.
It's not just Luka because Austin Reeves handled the ball a lot more than that too.
Yeah, he handled the ball
well,
more.
he's the
Yeah.
key to me, out of the team, he's the key. If this guy has a great playoff, there's no telling what the Lakers could do. To me, he's the key. Reeves is the key to that team because everybody expects Luka and LeBron to do what they do.
Right.
But if Reeves is that third guy and he comes through, it's no telling what can happen with them. But I just think that the defensive end of the ball is what's going to keep them from winning. I feel that they got offense.
Well, I want to back you up.
Is Vanderbilt still playing?
Yeah, he is.
Well, I want to back you up with on the Knicks and your pick. And shout out to D Gores. You know, Game 7 is in the Garden, so
Okay. I don't think the Pistons will freeze up because the game's in the Garden. I think the Pistons could play freely. You got to understand, so because they wasn't expected to be where they are, and there's no pressure on the Pistons. The
Understood.
pressure's on the Knicks.
Understood.
The pressure's
But I
on the
just
Knicks.
think if we don't have any injuries, and if it takes us 7 games to do it, so be it. We're gonna do it.
I get it. I just, you know what my problem is with the Knicks, and I always tell you.
Thibodeau.
It depends. It depends what Brunson does with that ball.
Oh.
Is he going to pat,
That's
or he's going to keep the flow moving? That's my issue with the Knicks. That's my issue.
I
It's
mean,
with him.
they're well-oiled machines sometimes when they're moving that ball, though. They are nice.
They are.
enjoyable
I'd
to
rather-
watch.
Mm-hmm. I like them when they move that ball. They play very well when they move that ball around. But when this guy feels like he got to play hero ball and he got to be that guy every time and want to take the last shot when it's 3-4 seconds left, that's when they fall into a problem with me. And they always look for him to get the ball. You got a lot of guys on that team. You got to share that ball, especially at the end of the games. You got to look at your big dog, give the ball a cat sometime, and let him finish. Jalen don't have to finish all the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Well,
what I
you know,
say.
if the game is close and they got to play substitute, like on the defensive end, maybe Cat and Jalen might be on the bench. You know, when you put them in, sub them out, offense, defense.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, that's interesting. So, right quick, you said Detroit is 7. So, overall, and I hope you be back next week or whatever the case may be.
I'll be there next week.
Overall,
Yeah.
who you see coming out the East?
I still got to go with Boston.
And in the West?
I'm going with OKC.
Would you say Boston, even though Jaylen Brown is hurt?
As long as Porzingis is playing, if they lose them both, if he's playing subpar, if he got an injury, then Boston, Cleveland will win. But I think with when you say Jaylen Brown, and I know he's hurt, but if he's playing hurt,
Right.
or is he sitting hurt?
Well-
If he's playing hurt and Porzingis is playing full strength, Boston will still win.
Okay.
Boston will still win. Now, if he's hurt and not playing,
Right.
and it's an opportunity because not only is he good offensively, but we know Jaylen Brown's one of the best defensive players too,
Right.
and that's what it comes down to. In the playoff, you've seen what he did to Luka last year in the championship game. So if they got to go with him out the whole series, and they meet a full strength Cleveland team,
Right.
if Cleveland can't beat them that way, then what do you say about Cleveland?
Uh-huh.
You know, what do you say about Cleveland?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Some people don't
Very.
think that Cleveland. Some people think Cleveland is equal to the Knicks in talent. I'm conflicted about it because they had the best record, and maybe that's reflective on the coach.
Talent wise, they very good talent wise. They got great talent on that team in Cleveland. They got great talent. You know, it's just that can they put it all together? That's the question. Because Whatchacall don't show up in big games either in his career. He hasn't showed up
Mitchell.
yet. Mitchell, yeah, he hasn't showed up yet in the big games. When he was on Utah, he didn't show up, and he ain't show up last year in the playoffs for Cleveland. So he got it. There's a lot of questions on him too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of questions on him too.
That's why the coach wound up in Detroit. He got recycled very quick.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's having success in Detroit.
But now you got to figure whose fault was it? Was it his fault or was it Mitchell's fault? It don't look like it was the coach's fault.
Well, it looked
You
like
know?
Cleveland did better with him gone though. So I mean, let's see.
Let
Let's see.
me
Time
ask
will
this,
tell.
let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Did they need to play those games? It was only 2 games left. Well, those games didn't make a difference in the standings, right?
Right.
They didn't have to play those.
No, they didn't have to.
Right,
I
right.
think
No.
that, maybe they wanted to play. And
Right,
They wasn't going to play major minutes in those games.
Like Bridges started the game yesterday. He came out.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
for that street.
I mean, the entire East, for the most part,
Sat
all the
Yeah.
stars. The
All
West,
they played, yeah.
the West couldn't
Everybody,
do it
yeah.
because those games
those
still made a
games-
difference.
Right.
But if they didn't make a difference, they wouldn't have done it. OKC didn't play anybody. Houston didn't play anybody. The Lakers didn't play anybody because it didn't
Right.
make it. Denver didn't have to
It
play
didn't
nobody.
matter. Yeah,
But
it
the
didn't
ones
matter.
that
It
mattered,
didn't matter.
you got to play your guys.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so
But it's going to be I believe it's going to be a great playoff, thing for both East and West. It should be in for a good treat. I really believe that. So buckle up, hold on to your seats, and enjoy it.
Yep.
All right.
You know, and God willing, I know the time is closing. God willing, I'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
Greg, don't
Yes,
get
sir.
comfortable in my seat, Greg. Don't get too comfortable, Greg.
Yo, Greg, could you
I'll
give
be
him
back
a look?
next week.
I got Mongo on the check. I've been giving him a look all day.
Nah, could
No
you
problem, bro.
Could you
My
give
man.
Todd the look?
Nah,
My
this is his
man.
seat. This is his seat.
All right.
Yeah.
All
All right, guys.
Be
I'll
safe.
see you.
All
All
right, Todd, man.
right.
All right, peace.
All right.
All right, so
6:24.
it's time. Yeah, it's really time to go. We got 4 minutes left.
No trivia?
No, not
You
today.
ain't
Late?
got-
Not today.
All right.
I was rushing at home to get stuff
Yeah, I
done.
had some. I got some.
So who y'all picking in the games? So Golden State and Memphis, the 7-8 game. Who winning that?
I got to go.
What do you
to
pick
State.
tomorrow?
Yeah,
Tuesday.
I'm
Tuesday.
picking Golden State.
Yeah, I got to go to State.
Golden State.
All right, what about you, Greg?
Where's the game at?
Golden
Golden
State.
State.
yeah, I'm
I'm going Golden State. And Orlando and Atlanta is the other game for Tuesday.
Where's that
That's
game
in
at?
Atlanta.
That's in in Orlando.
Oh,
They
we
in the
going by the
7th.
game or the series?
No, they only playing one game.
No, I'm
sir.
saying. Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a
right. That's
play
what
in.
they
Play
I
in.
forgot. Yeah.
7 and 8 get 2 cracks and win it.
Right.
Right.
I'm going with Orlando.
I'm taking Atlanta.
Yeah, Orlando at home.
Orlando at
Atlanta.
home.
Definitely.
All right. The 9-10 game is the Kings and Dallas.
I'm going with
I don't trust.
and
I
that's
don't
at
trust that.
Sacramento, correct?
Yeah, it's at Sacramento, but
trust Dallas.
Sacramento has a way of folding up in the
Yeah, I
playoffs.
know. But then you got.
It's usually Golden State that does it
then
to
you
them,
got
but
paper mache over there. In Dallas.
yeah.
I'm picking Dallas.
I'm picking Dallas too.
That's,
Yeah.
that's if paper mache plays.
Oh, he's
out.
gonna play.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
No,
He
play
gonna
out.
Yeah,
play
but
the
it-
40
even
minutes.
if he play right, is he gonna play?
They got
Because
so many injuries,
because
though, right?
because
But
when
I'm picking
Yeah, but
Dallas.
still.
because
All right.
you
I'm
thought he
taking
was gonna
Sacramento.
play when Luka
All right.
came
Right.
back to Dallas. He
And
didn't
then
show
the last
up.
game
Chicago
is Chicago
and
and Miami. It's in Chicago, and I'm going to say the Heat.
I'm going with Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going with Chicago.
Yeah, I think the Bulls will kill him.
I'm going with Kobe White.
I think they lost enough.
Yeah,
The Heat lost enough. I don't think
the Heat are gonna lose, and
they firepower.
Giannis is gonna have to
Spoelstra
choose
ain't going
between
nowhere.
Miami and LA where he want to go. Right?
Hey, who?
Right?
Who? Say it again.
He said
Giannis gonna have
Giannis
to
gonna
choose
pick
between Miami and Los Angeles where he want to go. Right?
Y'all
Mongo?
really-
That's all right. We
y'all
got
really
back.
think
Right,
he's gonna
Mongo?
leave?
Listen, we
Y'all
got
really think
backup
he's gonna
plans.
leave Milwaukee?
No,
Really?
whether Milwaukee's gonna trade him because he's not a free agent.
We got backup plans.
No, but
Trust.
he could force him.
He go like
You
all-stars.
really think he
All-stars
wants to
fine.
leave?
We
Yeah.
got backup
I
plans.
think he does. I think if they don't make a like they said,
A
if they
big
don't make a
move to
big
get- to
push
bring in play somebody.
and
All right,
look
Scott,
like
I
they
like
really
that.
want to win, he wants to win.
All right, y'all. So
And
we
right
down,
now they're not a winning team.
we down to 2 minutes. Scott said so. I'm going to game 1, which might be Saturday if I'm not mistaken for the Knicks.
Okay.
And Scott said he got Monica McNutt coming up to see us. So I'm gonna put on some high heel shoes.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Monica
Really?
Well, I got
McNutt.
something for that.
All right. So, all right, y'all. So let's wrap it up. Greg, starting with you.
Good show today. Thanks for everyone listening. Everybody have a good day.
All right. See y'all next week. Hey, the relic, the GM.
Great show, everyone. We did it again.
Mm.
All right, Brooklyn. We did it again. Let's go.
Fishing.
I just want to thank all our fans, and I forgot earlier. Today is my youngest daughter's birthday, so happy birthday, Nia.
Happy birthday.
She's in Belize, having the time of her life.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
she's
what's
someplace called Secret Beach. She said with a
Really?
whole bunch of restaurants on it and the whole nine. So she's living her life. So
I hear
do
that.
your thing, girl.
Very nice.
Secret. Okay?
Happy birthday.
Yes, yes.
I want to say thank the callers for giving us the time and listening to us. And happy retirement to Norman.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to bring that up because I just
Happy
see the picture.
retirement to Norman. Enjoy,
Norman
brother.
Edwards.
Kay, what's up?
All right. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And again, all right, y'all. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thank everybody for being here again. Want to shout out Chef Primo for his birthday and
We still waiting for some food,
and
man.
the dude's a beast. We're gonna talk about some things afterwards.
We're gonna talk about some food from him.
Afterwards, no doubt. So let's wrap it up. All right. Peace. See y'all next week.
You got some new stuff.
I'm recycling what I got. All right.